It's great. And there's like no one ever at that taco.
Really? Shit. Alright, well, that's something to do. Oh, you got some of all the sauces.
Mm-hmm. I always do.
Yeah.
I love when I ask for a little bit of everything and then they give me one of each. Like, that's not what I said.
Hello? I'm testing my own voice, you fucking asshole.
Well,
Sounds
you
great.
just both go start wheezing like a gibbon in heat in the Serengeti rainforest.
Gross.
It's like a gibbon.
That was a shockingly good impression.
I love
Stop.
gibbons. I love gibbons. They're so funny. There's the ones where the throats go like they Randall out like a
puff out.
frog. They go, they just start screeching. Then like a random peach-colored gibbon just flings in from nowhere like a Gmod character.
Aren't gibbons the only lesser ape?
Yeah, they're shitty apes. They're terrible.
There's an
Yeah,
entire
very
category of ape just for gibbons.
They're terrible.
They have very stupid faces. I love
Alright,
them.
friends. It's been a little bit, but
Let's get that
remember where we left off.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was dying.
Okay, then I don't need to recap.
You just killed that bitch, and then that other bitch showed up.
Yeah, no, it's the, like, exploded out of the heart.
Oh, okay.
Previously on Don't Trust Me,
We're fucked.
as the party licks their wounds in their brand spanking new Iron Fortress, a mysterious figure is noticed walking in the midst, identified as the brute from the MOA building of Ana Ionis. The figure pierces the walls and skedaddles off into the Remnant Lab. The group pursues with Glorious in tow this time, finding the joined and combined facilities within the Remnant's lab. As they discover an area with mirrors that amplify heat as they near each other, the brute attacks out of provocation via chill touch. Discovering the beast's animalistic state and bizarre new power conjured via heartbeat, Melody makes the break-neck move, teleport him into a mirror testing chamber. As the group closes in with Melody at death's door, the figure is melted alive inside the chamber. On the corpse, a lively heart is noticed embedded within the man's back. Once removed, the corpse stops its attempts at regenerating. The heart, however, grows into an entirely different person, a dark figure of whom Indy seems to recognize.
Good timing on the audio.
I didn't mean. That's always how it ends up, though. Okay, so that's where we left off.
Yeah.
Essentially, the figure resurrected itself and grew into this darker skinned figure here. This massive hair almost covering the majority of its eyes here, and completely naked, regenerating from a heart, is sitting in the middle of this room, essentially lying next to the corpse of this fried beef jerky man that's next to him here. And is essentially like gasping for air on the ground and reaching towards their chest, going, and then it was at that moment you had, where were
Ooh.
green. Ooh, it's green.
Sure is.
You had Indy rush up to the door and scream out, "I know that man, Darius." As she reaches towards the closed test chamber doors. And that's where we left off. If nobody else does anything immediately at the situation,
Yeah.
Indy reaches for the door and begins to try to open it up.
Yeah, I'll I'm kind of standing back a ways. I just go, what are you doing?
Without answering, she begins, what you could...
I do want to point out that when you said, and that's where we left off, I had a moment thinking, and that's where we're ending the session.
Yeah, let me just go ahead and shut the recording.
Fuck.
Wait, Indy, stop.
Yeah,
Andy.
she's, completely ignoring you, she attempts to pull open the door.
Do you know him? What are you doing?
Ignoring you as well, the door begins to open up.
Andy,
This
it's
biatch.
really hot in there. You shouldn't do that.
As the door opens up, this wave of heat billows out onto
I
everyone's
fucking
gear.
told
It's
you!
Why didn't you grab
like
her?
standing in front of an oven as you open it up,
Immediately
just waving over you, and it's almost suffocating as this air just scorches your lungs as you breathe it in. But Indy doesn't hesitate and rushes right inside and goes up to next to the corpse of the one man and the shivering husk of the new man, and attempts to console them, wake them, or gain some sort of connection with them here. Begins to beckon at them on the ground. It's okay, it's okay. Do you remember me? Are you okay? Please, just look me in the eye. Please. Please, I know you probably don't recognize my voice, but it's me. It's me. At this moment, the man on the ground, shivering, looks upward here, and his eyes open as far as they can, and his teeth clenched, look up at the face above, and as she spots this tiefling looking down at her, him, immediately, like, springs his arms outward and begins scattering backwards along the floor and scurrying away towards the wall. No! Stay back! Don't touch me! Nobody fucking touch me! I swear to God, I'll kill you all! Don't touch me! And as he holds his hands out here, his left hand in particular, this green haze begins to vibrate out from his palms. This dark, dirty aura begins to emanate from his hands here. And as this happens, Indy shrieks and says, "No, please, please, no, you have no idea. Please, what? Just..." Stopping herself. Her hand as well. A dark haze. A burning, dark copper flame begins to burn from her fingertips. It's me. It's me, Helen. You remember me, right? Sanctuary. As he hears this, the man in the corner, the haze dissipates, and you see his face illuminate. No, you can't be hurt, no. You're me, but you... Why do you look like that? It's a long story. A lot has happened in these past couple decades. But it's me, I promise. I'm alive. And you are too. I can't believe it. You're alive. It really is you. What happened? Who are these people? Where am I? What's going on? Who's this? As he points to the person cooked on the ground and begins to just go into a panic here, and Indy shuffles towards and embraces the man on the ground here and pulls him in and begins this consoling motion here as the man, his hands are flexed outwards here in this panicked and shocked and frightened state. How long did you say I was gone? How long have I been away? A little past 20 years now. But it's okay, I'm here. I'm here for you. I've been through hell too. But we're here together again. And the group sees this as you finish, as the air begins to slowly reach back to room temperatures in the area around you, and it stays like this for a little bit.
I turn to Melody and I whisper,
I think Indy has a boyfriend.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, I'm just saying.
I'll go into the chamber.
You walk in.
I'll walk up to him and be like,
Okay.
"Hey, it probably won't fit, and it's also a Legion outfit, but like if you want this, you can have it." And
Are
I
your
pull out
friends
like the
naked?
Legion costume that I have, or Legion outfit that I have in my bag.
I want to roll to see if he's hot.
Perception.
11.
He's
How's that dick?
he's African American in nature. He's African American, at least from your understanding of race, and mostly longer hair covering the majority of his head, as it kind of blankets down this sprawling curly hair that just kind of blankets downwards rather than sprawls outwards. But Indy is covering the majority of him, so sorry, no dick for you. After a few seconds of offering this
Never
comment
mind.
here, Indy turns and sees you holding out the outfit here, and slowly, methodically, she walks up to you with these kind of dull blanketed eyes and pulls them from you.
Also, I don't know if he needs this, but like we do have the extra helmet. That
You'll notice
is
the man on the
working.
ground here isn't reacting negatively to the voice.
Hmm.
But she does take that from you as well.
Okay.
I have my guitar out and like prepped, and I look at Indy, and I'm like, "Who is Helen?"
She completely ignores you as she walks back to the body. Sit back. As though she didn't even realize you were speaking. Brings the outfit back to the man here and
Yes.
offers it to him here, and there's chattered whispering as the man begins to shuffle on this outfit that was brought to him here. A little larger for his size. He's more of a, I mean, you have. Wait, is this a gnome-sized outfit that you have?
I think it was like a little oversized. It would probably be like a small human
Okay,
size.
so it would snugly fit him here.
Yeah.
He's not a buff, muscular man. He's more on the scrawny side, but it does manage to fit him in a snug sense.
I like
I'm
It's my
imagining it's just like a
toddler
male
clothes.
version of this. Like, winds up on this guy just like later hosing in a crop top.
No, because I think the outfit he had like
Mm-hmm.
was like oversized for him.
It's around this time after he finishes suiting himself up, he looks outwards towards the rest of the group. They're coming. We can finish them off and get out of here together.
I cast hypnotic pattern on them. Because I don't trust he just they're gonna finish us off. He's gonna kill us.
Roll an initiative check for me real quick.
Holy shit.
I mean, I'm gonna die anyway.
Alright, here
I'm
we
seven
go.
hit points,
As
so
he
fuck
is
me.
currently looking at the group as he says this and sees
Okay.
you prepare this.
16.
16, I roll. Okay, yeah, you would be able to cast it first.
I'm assuming that Indy's like possessed is what I'm hoping
Yeah,
is
yeah.
happening. That's a DC 17 wisdom
Wisdom
save
save?
for both of them, which I know is gonna be tough, but I'm just like a sweet, colorful rift.
Colorful rift or riff?
Rift.
Riff raff, street rat. I don't buy that.
Hey, shut up! That's the best song on that whole show.
Riffcraft.
Rit raff.
I don't know anything about guitar stuff.
And you rolled
Is it a riff?
15, which is a failure.
Yeah, it's a guitar riff.
And you rolled a 15, which is a failure, right?
Yeah.
Guitar riff does nothing.
You failed as well. Yeah.
Guitar riff.
Yes!
After the-
Okay, I just have to
after they smash
concentrate.
it into the stage.
Yeah.
They are incapacitated.
And as you cast this out and he's looking at you here, you strum this note here, this dissonant chord that reverberates through this room here, and you see the two of them start to shudder. How long does it last?
It's a minute.
Okay, they're just essentially stunned here as they're just frozen in place at this moment.
Okay, we don't have long. We need to figure out what the fuck is going on because I'm pretty sure he was about to kill us, and Indy does not seem like Indy.
Let's just lock them back up in there.
Can we wait?
Let's just lock them back in
Is
there.
there a way to just shut the door without...
hold the door shut for you guys if you need to.
Okay, as
Let's do it.
long as the microwave doesn't activate again.
Well, the bottle was burned, didn't it?
Well then,
Yeah.
let's just shut the door. Okay. Oh God,
He shuts the door.
you're so strong.
And he, at this point, slams his back towards the door,
Yeah,
leaving a
can
little
we,
window up.
Just
Can
to be
we like
clear,
lock it? You do it, or get lock on it.
just to be clear, I did not leave.
You're
You're
still
still
in
in
there.
there?
That's right.
Okay, we
Oh.
would
Why?
grab
Can
you.
we pull you out?
No,
Uh,
I
no.
can push you away.
Why are you trying to die?
I'm not.
Come on, just
He
grab him.
literally just said they're coming.
And
We
you
can
didn't
get rid
even
of
give Andy a
them.
chance to
So-
defend.
She literally has been ignoring
The-
me. She said her name was Helen. She does not seem like her.
There's glass, right?
It's a small little, like a plexiglass little window that's you're able to see through.
Okay. Well, in that case, Mistress is just going to look at Hostile through the glass there, and say, "If you raise a hand straight up, I can get you out of there safely."
He's being
Just-
very careful not to like raise a hand up to do thumbs up. Just
If you die, I will never forgive you.
So door shuts. Do you do a lock or anything? You're just leaving it shut
Can
as
you work
Glorious
you-
puts his back against it. I mean, you do what you want.
No, I don't
You're
think I'm
in there
going
with
to
him
right
though.
now.
It's this figure, Indy, and you.
I don't think I'm going to right now. I'll prepare a reaction if I get pulled out to do an arcane lock on it real fast.
Okay.
But as of right now, like I don't want to do anything that feels aggressive.
Okay.
I'll turn to the rest of the group and say,
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Hostle's really come a long way with his trust issues. That guy just threatened to kill all of us, and he wanted to stay
No,
in
that's
there.
classic Hostile.
Mistress is gonna
Don't trust our friends.
Cast,
Trust our enemies.
summon undead, or no, summon Shadow Spawn at 4th level,
Fourth ball.
just to keep it next to her.
Okay, as this spectral
Shadow
undead
Spawn.
bitch shows up next to you.
But mostly she's doing that so that Benign Transposition recharges.
Okay.
Because
Benign
I need
transposition.
to use a spell slot to cast a conjuration spell to make
Okay.
it recharge.
Interesting.
And like that'll allow me to switch places with Hostile, and then I can Misty Step my way out. That's the plan. If he puts the hand up, is to Benign Transposition to switch places, and then Misty Step myself out. I want to have that.
Isn't that what you
action,
did with Melody?
ready? Yeah.
As time ticks by here, you guys are within the chamber. The figures eventually released from this imprisonment. As the figure that was previously embraced by Indy looks around frantically here, it's like, what are you waiting for? They're clearly aggressive towards us. What are you waiting for? Indy lets go and turns around and faces you, Hostile. It was at this moment.
Oh, Arnold, no. Sorry. That's what I think about.
Oh, he fucking dead!
Oh shit, he dead.
You see, as Indy pulls her helmet off her head, you can see her face. And you see her breathing, and a stream of blood rolls down her nose. And as fast as it appeared, she goes, blood goes back in.
That's not great.
Oh.
And she's fine.
So
Hate that.
what's going on?
Hostile. Convince them to let us out. Now.
You know how our group is.
And I know how you are. Let them let us out.
Is there any way that you guys can guarantee us our safety?
I've made a deal, Hostile. If you let me out now, you'll be fine.
Me or everyone in our party?
Oh, there's
Everyone is going to be okay.
Are you just gonna leave, or can we talk?
There's a moment where she doesn't say anything.
'Cause
She
you-
doesn't
you
respond
know-
to that.
I don't know what's going on, but you know they're not gonna do anything to you guys if I'm in here.
I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about anyone here.
What's going on? Talk to us.
Can we hear what's happening? On the
Make a
outside?
perception check, because
I-
as of now, this is definitely a muffled conversation.
Okay, I got
The
18.
door is pretty thick.
Yeah, this is
that's kind of
that's meant to be like a blast protection door.
That's
I got 18.
That's a 5.
Okay.
Oh, you heard everything.
17.
Melody, you with your with Ember and Melody, especially close to the door here, and Gloria,
But yours
even Glorious
trusting
as he's
too.
holding it shut here, you guys just barely hear murmurs behind it here, and it's very. You don't hear what they're saying, but it's very calm and collected speech between.
From body language, I want to see what I can insight
Do an
from
insight
Indy.
from her, yeah.
Nice.
That wasn't good. It was an 11.
11. She is very neutral. There's no emotion in her face, and
But
no.
does she look like Indy?
Yeah, looks just like Indy.
She's not drunk. It can't be her.
When's the last time she drank from her flies?
A while.
Can you give me a little bit of insight into what's going on?
Make a persuasion check for me, please.
$19.
19.
You guys are so lucky you are who you are in this situation. Because my deal keeps me in a state of passivity for you. You didn't notice it at first, but as her demeanor changes just slightly, you notice how firmly her fists were clenched as they relax in her shoulders. Slouch just a little bit, breathes in.
Are you still Indy?
What do you think? As she emotes to you, her face is her eyes, as without the help here, are hollow of any sort of soul or human emotion, like a husk, like a robot talking to you.
What happened?
We've met before. My name is Sanctuary.
Okay.
And if you'd be so kind as to convince my friends, your friends, that we mean no harm here and let us out, we can talk about this like civilized people.
Okay.
Because the last thing I want to do is to hurt you guys.
I know it's gonna sound weird. Can I go out there and talk to them before I say yes for the group? Because I don't want to say yes for the group and then us walk out there and get our shit rocked by them.
I trust you. And I hope that will reflect on your decision for me. She twists her body as your head still continues to make eye contact towards you and breaks. And she squats back down to her new friend as she joins hands and begins to murmur to him.
I go up to the door and just like knock. So I'm like,
Nice try, monsters!
glorious, you fat son of a bitch.
I can't hear you! You monster!
I think you should let him out.
Oh, yeah!
Opens the door!
God,
You monster.
Glorious, you're a fucking idiot.
I need to invest
I didn't realize
in that
Glorious was
fucking
also my
handgun.
familiar.
I walk out.
He quickly opens it and you slip out and he shuts it behind him as he's moreover breaking tension here.
Alright, so holy shit. First off,
What's
What's going on?
Indy is no more.
Oh, this much.
There's no more. Is
Like,
What?
that person in there that we know of Indy is now Sanctuary.
I thought that when she said, I am Sanctuary.
But no, Sanctuary is in. Sanctuary is in Indy's room.
What do you mean?
I don't know what you're talking
do you
about,
mean?
man.
That's. Sometimes when I go to sleep, I share a room with Indy, and that's where Sanctuary is. I don't know how to explain it. It's.
But that started when Sanctuary scratched you.
Yeah.
Have you seen Indy recently?
You mean in the room?
Yes.
No, last time I had the dream, she wasn't there.
How long ago was that?
This was just last night.
So who knows how long she's been gone?
I don't know, but from talking to her, I don't know what to use anymore. It sounds like they made a deal. She wouldn't elaborate any further, but she wants to come out and talk with us.
And
We
how-
made a deal.
yeah, what kind of deal?
I don't know. She wouldn't say anything.
That's sketchy as fuck. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
You're the most suspicious person that's ever lived. You're seeming really, really casual. And maybe my feelings are just really hurt that we've been lied to.
She specifically wants to come out to talk.
Yeah.
Then perhaps we should talk.
Did she say what happened to Indy?
Like, she wouldn't really divulge anything. She.
I mean, are we concerned about the dude who just grew out of a literal heart?
I mean, yeah,
we
for
should
sure.
ignore that. Like,
No, it's weird as fuck.
It's super sketchy.
like
but
he came out, and all of a sudden, this ruse she was doing is over.
I don't know.
ruse? How long has a ruse been going on?
At least since last night.
Why do you say that?
Because Maud just said that he didn't see her in the dreams. I'm just assuming, and she hasn't tried to hold my hand in a while.
That's pretty, yeah. That's.
She's been kind of weird lately.
Yeah, she's been weird, and I just thought she wasn't interested anymore, which is fine. I mean, I'm super charming, so it doesn't make any sense, but
I just think.
but she hasn't tried to party in a while, and that's just very
Being an adult.
uncouth of her.
I just think there's no harm in just hearing what she has to say.
Unless they come out and immediately slaughter us.
Okay, then what are we gonna do?
Die.
Cast
We'll
fireball.
die.
No,
what
like,
we'll do.
what are we gonna do right now? If you don't want to talk to them, what's
I mean,
the
I
next
do
step?
want to talk to them, but maybe. Fuck, I don't know. This is just all happening really, really fast.
Do we have any reason to think that they would slaughter us after being civil with hostile and after we are cooperating with them?
Because they know that they have to get on his side to get out of the tomb, and we can easily just press the button and fire them up.
If they're willing to let him go alive, perhaps they would be willing to walk away and leave us alive.
But then what happens? They seem. We don't know what their game is.
What's their motive?
Based off of when I talked to them, when I talked to Indy Sanctuary, I mean, it didn't seem like there was any malice, there was any aggression towards us.
And what about Indy? We fought so hard to save her and get her back and make sure she's protected, and now what? We're just supposed to let some glowing green owl take over her body and just fucking walk away
I never
with her.
said we were gonna let them
I-
walk away.
Mistress did. She don't give a fuck. Look at her.
If we
If the choice is between keeping them trapped in there, us killing and fighting them, or letting them walk away, I think one of those three is the obvious choice.
Yeah,
But
keep
we
them locked up.
We can't keep them locked up forever.
Well, no, but like it's been like 2 minutes, so maybe we can just
We need-
like.
We have the
Right.
opportunity to make allies or to make enemies, and you are jumping straight to make enemies.
I'm jumping to caution. I'm not saying we like roast them alive. I'm just saying like maybe I want answers in a way that they can't just like strike us down when I'm already actively bleeding out of every orifice.
You watch as Melody bleeds out of every orifice.
well,
Ah.
that's my hope is that we can talk to them and maybe figure out what happened to Indy. And because either we don't talk to them and we don't know what happened, never find out what happens to Indy, and it's just we never get the closure, or we find out what happened to her, and even if it sucks, at least we can finally move on. Because what's to say that Indy isn't still trapped just like Sanctuary was? What if they somehow switch places?
I need to know what happened to Indy, and if you aren't gonna let her out, then I'm going in there.
I'm sorry to say, she's not gonna. They're not gonna talk if they're still in there.
Do whatever you want.
I need to know if this is gonna jeopardize us here, otherwise I'm not letting anyone in there.
Like,
Because as far as I know, India has now gone rogue.
No, there is no Indy. That's not Indy anymore.
You know what I'm talking about, Maud. Your safety is more important than identity.
I
What?
think that we should take the chance to negotiate.
Willing to be on standby if you need help.
I'm just saying, if anything goes sideways, I'm fireballing.
And to be clear, and Mistress gestures at her summon, it's not as if we are unprepared for a fight. We might not be in the best condition, but
I mean, one way or another, I've got to talk to her, but maybe we'd be a little safer if, I don't know, maybe Spit knows something about that guy. If he's been whatever he is for 20 years, I don't know. I don't think I actually heard that. No. So never mind. I'll end the thought there.
That's a
Around
good
this
idea,
time,
that's
Maud,
okay.
you feel like vibration coming from your pocket,
Oh,
from your
I'll
capsules.
I'll pull out the little capsules.
As you make contact with the capsule that irradiates green, you hear in your voice, Sire, I should take 2 of my kind from the vicinity.
What are you talking about?
2 of my kind are in the vicinity.
Yes.
I can protect you if it means necessary.
You mean you could?
I can't see, but they're close.
I know where they are.
You do.
Are you saying that you could suppress their abilities like you did before?
It is my one purpose.
Okay.
Do it.
Laura?
Do it. Don't fucking kill him.
Little fly just
Break their
buzzes by.
fucking necks.
you hear in the back of your mind the small voice of a sheep.
You essentially hear, just as Maud is talking, him stop and just like, what?
I'll I'll go ahead and I'll pop in that capsule.
This obelisk appears from
The budget went up. You worked on the sound effects.
and it appears.
Great.
the friggin'
Like,
part is.
like the sound of pushing a hot dog into pudding.
No,
Why do you know what that sounds
That's just
like?
like- what is it just-
I like the idea that like it came out 90% of the way, and then the last 10% was the farting sound. Just had to like push.
Stay on target, paperwork. All right.
Sorry, no. The obelisk is equipped.
What was that about?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Say the word.
Mine is preparing for battle.
I'll let you know. You're on standby.
You see Maud do this, of course.
You're fuck man.
So the guy who lives in my arm can help us.
What?
There's a guy that lives in your arm?
Hold on. We're
I
not,
like
gonna,
them,
we're not just
Maud.
gonna call.
You know about this a
We're
little.
not just
Yeah,
gonna-
you guys knew about this to an
have known
extent.
The
about
guy in your
silence.
arm?
You've explained
Yeah.
about silence before.
Yeah,
To
no.
an extent, you don't necessarily know what his origin is, but you know that
Say that.
he's been hearing this.
Yeah, there's a guy called Silence. He lives in my arm. Only I can hear him, and
Oh,
he's
right.
my friend.
And you,
He's my friend.
do we know that you've seen him in Indy's dream? Have you shared that?
I think during our last sleepover, you did explain that a little bit.
Yeah, I couldn't remember that.
It was earlier.
I know
it was,
that you guys know
It was
about
back
him.
when you were up in that little stalactite
container
thing,
thingy.
but it was a while. Yeah,
Okay.
it was not the last time we went to sleep at the
That was
time
like
before
months
that.
ago.
Wow.
It's been a day.
Wasn't
A
that
day.
Like, wasn't that like last night?
It's been a day. Yeah. Anyway,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
so hat appears in front of you here, and you say, "The man in my hand says that there are two of his kind here."
Yeah, no,
I
I'll
feel like
just.
there's like a crack starting to form on Hostel's like helmet from just all
That's
the
just
amount
the
of
face
palm.
palming. Your head explodes.
Sorry that our intelligence went down. There's nothing we can do about that. We were already dumb.
This
and
is
now
the
we're
best that
fucking
Maud can
idiots.
explain this phenomenon.
Okay.
We have the same negative. We have the same modifier that Fisty had.
Yeah, and
And she
I'm
didn't know how to
pretty sure
read.
within the first couple of sessions, I also made a joke about how I always had a red mark on my forehead from face palming from Fisty. All right, so are we ready to do this?
Damn it! I started right when you guys got to
Still play.
I'll aim the obelisk at the door and I'll say I'm as ready as I can be.
Alright, Maud, do you have any more lay on hands? Can you help me?
I think I'm out. Let me see.
What are you at, Melody?
Can you help?
Well, we did.
Well, I did cure wounds twice on myself, and I'm at 23, but I'm just really worried.
Oh, I was like, I'm at 17.
Let me check.
I'm at 48.
Say, what's everybody at?
14.
I don't even think my max is 40.
Oh, I've got 40 lay on hands.
42.
Who's all injured?
I think all of us.
All of you?
Except
Not
maybe
me.
that man.
Don't worry about me.
Okay, then I will divide.
Great thing about having high con. It's
Okay.
like 48
What's that
hit
like?
points.
I'll go ahead and use 13 points of lay on hands for each of the three of you.
13?
Yeah, and I'll give the last one to myself.
Woo!
Thank you.
I'm at 30.
36. What?
Yeah, so how many was it?
13.
Oh boy.
And I'll give one to myself. 1 hit point.
What happened? Nice. Okay. So what's the plan? What are you guys doing?
I'm standing armed and ready at the door.
I'm preparing an action.
There's this door. It kind of resonates this deep hum as the entity within the obelisk is alert and waiting your command.
I'm gonna ask Glorious to move out of the way,
Yeah.
and
And
I'm
he
gonna,
moves back and immediately.
I'm gonna open
Sorry, I
the
had to
In
fart.
front
I
of
had
him.
to-
In front of Hostel.
God damn it!
Hey, that's the sound that my arm
He
makes
skips
sometimes.
Sorry.
I crack the door open and look in, and I just kind of like I want to do like some sort of like
Doors are always fun.
perception or insight or something to just kind of see,
Make listen to him here.
not even really listen to them, just see what they look like or
Okay.
anything like that when they turn around.
Man and a woman.
Think inside or what?
Do insight.
16.
16. As you open the door here, you hear them murmuring to each other here, and as the door creaks open here, you see both their faces turn to you at once. And within the...
I don't know why CJ's laughing at me.
She's breathing really heavy.
You struggling over this, buddy?
Me?
Yeah.
You see both of their eyes make eye contact with you, and their irises are this
You good.
bright glowing green, but only for half a second as they fade out. Look at you like normal people once again.
I'm gonna walk in, and as I like kind of get closer to them, I'm like, they're very cautious.
You close the door behind you, or you just keep it open?
No, I'll keep it open.
Okay, okay. So everyone can hear this.
They burst out and
I'll say
everyone
like
does.
slightly quietly. So,
Glorious is sitting there guarding the door as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah. They're very cautious,
Uh-huh.
but
So?
I think they're gonna listen.
Okay, perfect. Shall we leave them? She stands up and helps the individual stand up to his feet. And he stands kind of nervously behind her in this situation here. She just blankly stares at you as she says this.
Alright, let's go.
The
I'll
two
lead them
figures
out.
walk out, and the door opens, Hostel leading. The two figures follow suit, and suddenly these two are surrounded by the group in this hallway here, standing, the two of them holding hands as they scan the group around them here. And Indy makes contact with you, and holding the obelisk, looks down here, and her expression breaks from this deadpan to an anger, and then fades slowly into a bleak sadness as she looks back up at you and then looks away. Looks around at the rest of the group up to Glory, each figure just for the same duration of time, but a second, then moving on to the next, as though you're people in a crowd. So, I owe you an explanation. What do you want to know?
All of it?
You'll have to be more specific.
What did you do with Indy?
Maud, I don't know what to tell you.
How about the truth?
The truth
Fucking
is
die.
only as important as how you specify it. I can tell you all the info in the world if you gave me the time to do it. What do you want to know?
Where is Indy?
Indy's not here.
Well, that's pretty fucking obvious. That doesn't answer my question.
I know, Melody. Just give me a moment. Because I'm not incredibly happy about it either. Indy is a victim of circumstance. Allow me to tell you all I know about Indy from where we've been at. Approximately 20 years ago was one of my first, well, the start of my memories with Indy. From within her mind, I remember her being an infant. I remember every waking moment, but unable to move, control myself, or make any suggestion to my life at this point. I was but a sprawling fetus. But I remember all that I hear. I was in a lab, surrounded by figures with these dark gray coats. I was transported across miles and miles of land until I was brought to a town familiar to everyone here. Palegrass, Mississippi. It's one of my first memories of light, actually, being brought outside the caravan I was being transported in after whatever happened to me happened. I was given to a local by the name of Lawrence Sutherland. I figured I was very reluctant to keep Indy at the time, but nonetheless accepted, at least for the time being. During this period, I was kept for maybe What?
I'm sorry.
This is
it's
so
not your
serious. What did I do?
fault. No, I found the thing I've been looking for on my phone this whole time.
Yeah, they sent a fucking...
Okay. Breaking from there. Where
I'm
am
so
I?
sorry.
Lauren Sutherland was reluctant.
So after a few days of holding me, Sutherland had a breakdown. He snuck out of his house in the night with me in tow and dumped me onto the footsteps of a large manor. A manor of what I can only assume at the time were the town owners. A couple that shockingly took me in, and within only a week or so, confronted by a group very similar to the ones that I saw when I was first born. You're killing me, sheep. What? Well, at least let me experience what is killing me here.
Well, the last bit of laughter happened when I saw
High fives are up.
Yeah. I had to give my man a high five.
Within the manor, after but a week, a group similar to... What is happening?
I'm gonna step out.
You're fucking me up, man. I just want to know
That's a
so I can
giggles.
laugh with you.
Just look at the Discord.
I see it, but I don't get it.
Oh.
Is the hot dog noise.
Oh, food.
To read.
Trying to focus on something. Okay.
Carry on. I will listen.
In a place that's distracting.
From within, these figures raided the household at gunpoint, forced the family into a corner, threatened their lives. Saw that I was taken care of, at least to an extent, shifted the burden from Sutherland. Although I can only imagine the repercussions he had. The family was offered a sort of a blackmail deal. They forced protection over me and the continued success of their township. But the loss of my custody would bring doom to the family. So, that's exactly how I was treated for 18 to 19 years. I was hardly let out of my room. The family was so scrutinous with me. If I were to scratch myself, I was scolded to the point of tears. They were so afraid of what could happen to me. Or at least Indy. I, myself, sat and watched. Until suddenly, Indy decided to break out one day. Snuck away and unlocked a peculiar ability that your Legion offers to its public, the Sojin powers. From there, Indy started having dreams. Dreams where she would hear a calling deep in the darkness of space. That traitors deserve to rest. I heard these as well, deep within, and I continued to hear them, but I could only listen from a distance. And then eventually, I met you all. This group of contradicting imbeciles that, well, I've managed to survive up until now. And around a week into our adventure, I felt a resonance. Something familiar to me, deep underneath the confines of the engine combat where we were stationed. A heartbeat that synced with mine. Coursing through the blood of the arena, I felt it. And from that moment onward, every night when she went to bed, I was alive. Still within her body, but I was within a space, my own bedroom, and I could move, I could create, I could feel, and I had guests, I had friends, I had people that I thought I knew, and knew I knew, but couldn't put a face or name to it. Until they told me, of course, and they told me who I was. Sanctuary. It was at that moment I was able to conjure myself outside in the real world. The small owl. And as time went by, and my bonds grew with Indy, and the knowledge of who we were grew as time passed, I began to be able to separate from herself within the dreams. I became myself again. I could control my arms, my feet, my mind, my mouth. I could talk. And I became friends with Indy. I shared my powers with Indy. We became each other to that extent. But at the same time, we grew apart. And just recently, I gave her more power than she could handle. We had a crisis within our dreamscape. One of our guests, Maud, I'm sure you can understand the situation we were in. The guests that showed up at our doors. One of them was different. Fought us to the point of extinction. Killed the other guests in the room with us. And in a moment of haste, I was able to convince her to fully merge with me. At the cost of her life. Indy is a shadow that will never show itself outside my light. When we woke up, I was me. I could move her fingers, her arms, her legs. I could breathe with her body. But I couldn't sense her. I killed her. No, I didn't kill her. She has to still be in there somewhere because I talked to her before she was suppressed. She's still here. She has to be, but... What am I saying? This has happened multiple times before. At the end of the day, I just wake up. And I continue my life that I began millions of years ago. During the creation period of this world. This is not my first life that I've overlapped with, and it won't be my last. But I did make a single deal with Indy. I'd help you guys and complete her goal before I continued my own. That's probably not what you wanted to hear.
How long?
What do you mean?
How long have you been pretending to be her?
Only a day or so? I promise. It's only been a couple days. Maybe less. Although, it's kind of hard to tell time anymore, but I'm sure you have some sort of grasp on my acting abilities.
Yeah, you're not good at it.
No, don't be like that.
What am I supposed to be like? Happy? Do you want me to be overjoyed? You said you just killed my friend. And then you lied to me.
It's still me. It's just it's a better me. This is who I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, you're a fucking riot. You're so fun.
What do you want me to do?
You've ignored me for days. I've been trying to talk to you. I've been trying to talk to her, and you're not the same. You're not the same. So don't even pretend like you are.
I'm sorry I can't pretend to be your best friend anymore because God knows that would be just as justified to you. I'm sorry I'm not your friend.
I'd love to forgive you, but unlike someone, I guess, who's lived for millions of years, I'm just not that evolved.
I've noticed. At the end of the day, the group before me is simply not at a place of understanding.
Well, consider yourself off the hook, because I, for one, don't care to work with you. And your weird boyfriend.
What I don't understand is, you say that Indy's not the first mind or body or whatever that you've been inside. You've been around for millions of years, and yet you took advantage of her body.
I didn't ask to be a part of her body. I was somebody else before I was Indy. I was a whole nother life.
But
I was living happily with him.
But you found that power that you were talking about, and you took advantage of it, and you made yourself a part of her. And you've been around for fucking who knows how long. She had 20 years. You've had millions.
Indy was never supposed to be a part of this. If I had my way, I would have continued living as Helen. With him. Enjoying our life. Not bothering a single person. But then all of a sudden we're surrounded and captured and experimented on. I have no idea how long he's been suspended as a heart. Probably as long as I've been trapped inside Indy. But I wasn't here by choice. You have to believe me. I wouldn't do this to you guys on purpose. I haven't known you for long, but I've lived enough lives as you all to know at least a semblance of how you feel. I remember all of them. And I know her memories are still in here. But I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and convince you that it's going to be okay, because it's not. I'm not Indy. I'm not.
Indy merged with you willingly? Not through coercion or deception by you, but as a result of the circumstances that the two of you were forced into?
In the situation, in this conversation, she did admit to, through their series of attacks within the dreamscape, she did make a deal with her that kind of did trick her into agreeing to merging. So that would have been something you would have heard during this time period here. But yeah, like, no. If she would have known the grand scope of things, I'm sure she wouldn't have agreed.
You know, if you've been with her this whole time, then you know that back at the engine gauntlet, I was her roommate, and I failed to keep her safe. And when we started sharing whatever the dream space is that we shared, I thought, finally, maybe I could have a chance to redeem myself and look after her and make sure she's okay, and she's just fucking gone. And I couldn't do a thing about it.
Well, that's not on you, Mod. That's not on me or any of us.
I didn't.
It's only on her.
I barely thought anything of it last night when I was dreaming and she wasn't there. I don't know why it didn't occur to me.
It was a dream.
It's this fucking place that's messing with my head.
This is the part where I'm confused about. This is who I actually am. Indy is just a stepping stone. That doesn't sound right, does it?
No, it sure fucking doesn't.
No, I know.
Especially not since you've been presenting you both as two separate entities. And you've lied to us, so I really don't know why we should believe.
Because I have information that could help you, and I am obligated to your friend to give that to you for her dying wish.
And what is that information?
I mentioned before that I wasn't supposed to be in this body. Me and him were captured a couple decades ago by a group. A group that masqueraded as a branch of this country. I don't remember much about them. They've rarely talked to us before they cut us apart and experimented on us. I do know one thing. They were a part of a branch of different colors and identities. And their branch was black. That's what they referred themselves to, the Black Branch or the Dark Branch.
Can I do some sort of history check to see if I know?
Yeah. Give me a history check. Anyone who wants to can, of course.
Oh.
I feel like I
What'd you get?
13
13.
with my +8.
You've been neglecting the Legion for a while now, and so you feel like you understand how the Contained Calamity group that Mistress is a part of operates, and that there's different kind of branches on that. You recognize it might have something to do with that, but the Dark Branch doesn't necessarily sound like it rings a bell.
Right.
Yeah, you can do it with advantage.
Okay. It's history.
Yes.
It's going to be a 19.
19. The only there's a relatively small number of branches in Contained Calamity. You being the Amethyst,
I should have used my flash too.
you know that the only thing that could possibly match up to Dark would be the Obsidian Wing. But the Obsidian Wing is only run by one person. At least as it is now. You were not in this branch 20 years ago. You were not in this Legion 20 years ago.
I apparently don't have it written down, Andrew, but do I remember which ward here was the one that, or which classification was the one that Spit gave Indy?
Yeah, Alpha.
Alpha. And do I know how to get there from here?
Wait, what?
Isn't there a ward? that
No,
goes
not
on
not
there?
specific ward. That was one of the classifications, but there's not a specific ward for that. There was one for hostile stuff, which is
Right.
Psi, but no, none for Alpha.
Ugh, never mind.
You know, there's a Psi and a Zeta ward.
Yeah, I wrote down the same.
So yeah, that was conveyed to you there, and then she continues. This group of scientists, before they even began questioning us, had a suppression over us and cut his heart from his body and stored it away somewhere. From there, with my powers, I don't really necessarily have the offensive capabilities to combat. And so I was experimenting on them. Eventually, I was brought alongside a newborn. And then just like that, I'm at the beginning of the story I told you.
So if it
They
were
pulled me from who I was. I wasn't supposed to be here. My life that I had before now was stolen from me. And as of right now, if it weren't for this deal that I made with you, my current objective would be to exterminate those motherfuckers that did this to us. That kept him as a beating heart for 20 years.
I mean, maybe our goals aren't entirely different. I mean, if this thing was left here by the Greycoats, then maybe the Dark Branch and the Greycoats are maybe the same, or at least affiliated somehow.
the guy who runs the Obsidian Wing, is that the
It's fucking Tex.
The Celestian.
Celestian?
What's his
Yeah.
name again?
Dr. Quatra.
Why?
You knew that?
So
I don't know what to think about that.
what were you gonna do if it weren't for us running into your friend here? Would you have just left us one day?
I don't know what I was gonna do. I didn't have a plan. I wasn't expecting this, okay? You think I planned ahead for this encounter?
I know when something big happens, most decent people are gonna find ways to
Suba.
let the people that they care about know that something has changed. And I'm trying to turn over a new leaf and be more trusted. I'm trying to see the good in people. I've spent my whole life being jaded, being mistreated, and it's made me the person I am today, whether that's good or bad.
Oh no.
I just need to know that you're not just gonna run off. Even if you're not Indy. We've talked. We know that there's still
I'm gonna lay
some semblance of Indy within you.
I will lay the card.
Which means we all care
Sorry.
about at least some part of you. And I think that's why our group is taking it so hard. Because we all care about Indy and it feels like a huge betrayal. So I need to know how you're gonna make it right.
Yeah, because genuinely it feels like you killed her and you're wearing her skin. It really sucks to look at you.
He looks at both Hostel and Melody at this point. You see, for just a moment, a glimmer of light and sorrow in her eyes, like the humanity is flickering just a little bit. She reaches to the back of her head. A gentle green feather is plucked from the back of her head. And then she turns to Maud. You of all people deserve to at least keep this. This is a piece of me. With it, I can continue to help you in your quest. As long as you keep that, I can at least try to help you. But for now, me and Error here. Our goals supersede yours. But that doesn't overwrite our deal that we made with Indy. That feather's a piece of me. You'll notice as you hold the feather, the tip of it is razor sharp, the quill at the end. Use it, and I'll help you. I promise. But for now, she slowly bends her knees and looks down. I ask that you let us live. Please, as friends, for however many weeks we've spent together, I remember every moment we spent. Our times with indigestion in the alley, the bar hopping at the Gauntlets, the brawls we had in the sewers of Rudenbach, our journey here. I remember every bit of it as though I was here with her. I give you my deal. I can only ask that you grant me this deal. Let me and him leave. And I promise we'll make this right one day. Please. I don't want to force my way out of this. But I can't stay here when there's so much on the line.
Mistress will telepathically say to Melody, I think we should let him go.
I stand up and walk out of the room.
I
You-
follow.
Ember and Melody begin walking down the dark hallway away.
Yeah, I'll look at Sanctuary and say, I mean, I know that this isn't goodbye, so just know that if there's anything that can be done to bring Indy back, I'm gonna try to find it.
I want you to know, Maud, she liked you the most. And
If I was an asshole, I would turn to Melody and be like, hey.
Melody.
And to that
I love
extent,
her.
I know.
And to that extent, I offer you my quill. And the promise that I won't break a deal that I made. Not with your friend and not with you. safety when I'm put away.
Look, I know that you have your misgivings, and so do I, but I think we'll be okay.
I trust you, sire.
I'll call you if I need you.
I'll be on standby. With my trusty powers on standby as well.
Alright, I'll trust in your trusty powers.
Thank you. It is a great honor for your trustiness. And at this point, the humming fades from the obelisk. I feel like you couldn't use it if you wanted to.
Yeah, I will say I probably wasn't pointing it at her like the entire conversation.
She was
like,
kind of treating it that way. That's how I was kind of taking this.
Yeah,
like she was under constant gunpoint.
Like I had it out, but like I was not aiming it.
Okay, so that's put away.
You've been
He
silenced.
looks around at everyone in the room here and is like, so, this is goodbye.
Hold on.
She turns and looks at you.
I know you were put in a shitty situation. And sounds like you're millions of years old. You can never stop learning, so I hope you take this lesson well. This whole shitty situation could have been avoided if you would have been a lot more honest and upfront. I'm not trying to start an argument, I'm just telling you my opinion.
You're right.
If this happens again, I need you to guarantee me that you're going to be honest about what you... I don't even know what you are, but that you're going to be honest with what and who you are and what the end game is. Because I don't know what happened within your head or your body or whatever, but I think Indy would have been a lot less likely to take this deal if she knew that it was going to be her demise. This sucks for us. It doesn't have to suck for people in the future. That's all I ask of you.
In the scores of times I've reincarnated, this is the one time I regretted it. AD didn't deserve this, and I am fully aware. And I will take that in mind as I continue forward.
Also, when you leave, just don't look at Melody. I think she's still probably pissed off.
She's
She'll
already
probably
left.
fight you.
I couldn't talk to her if I wanted to.
No, but like you'll probably walk by her because she probably didn't like fully leave. She's probably just like out there.
You don't understand.
Steve Price
Hostile.
Or are you just gonna like
At this
get back
point,
here?
Sanctuary turns to her friend here. He holds out his arm. Are we leaving?
Hey, hold on. One more thing. Leave your helmets just in case like one of ours breaks. I don't know if you still have them on, but just like
They're in the container over there.
cool things.
They're and the one helmet's in there still
Okay.
inside the room. He takes your finger here and runs it down his forearm here. This line of red appears and then illuminates this bright flashing green and then seals up. She turns, bows her head. Her eyes turn green, as well as this sickly, hazy aura illuminates from her body as she floats off the ground upwards. The figure next to her does as well. As this happens here, you swear you see a silhouette of wings behind the two of them that cascade around the two. And they're gone.
Can I do an Arcana check on what they were doing to see if I can like
If you want to. If you
learn
let's see
anything?
if you can recognize.
from
At
that?
least have you. Arcana would be if you have any prior knowledge on this. Arcana
I mostly
wise.
just want to see if I can like learn anything, like if this is like magic from recently or if this is like
Okay, yeah.
like kind of that kind of thing.
For sure,
you know?
for sure.
Okay. It's gonna be good. Yeah, 24.
24. You recognize this to be. Essentially, you've been dealing with kind of this bizarre new spell type as you've been dealing with Indy, sort of. You detect it has something specific to do with Sanctuary.
Okay.
Like perhaps something only Sanctuary can do. because this haze that appeared around her here is nothing like what you're able to summon. Whereas everyone here, your aura as you conjure Sojin is a vibrant blue. This is nothing like that. You recall back to the 36 OD experiment where they talked about the different, essentially the configuration of the Sojin they were detecting from this entity. If all of these events that correlate match up to hers, it might have something to do with that.
Okay.
So, there you are. And with that,
Mistress is gonna go find Ember and Melody.
okay.
I'm gonna grab the helmets real
So
fast.
cutting to you two here, you guys are heading down the
When
hallway
we walked
together.
out, yeah, I would have been hustling, and I would have taken the first like corner I could to like hide in an alcove and just cry a lot.
I'd probably, once you went around the corner and then heard you like start crying, I'd probably stay on the other side of that corner, or at least like at the edge, like so you know I'm there, but I want to give you your privacy as well.
She's just like,
Just stalking.
she's just like, this is so fucked up.
By the way, just imagine Ember walking like pretty close behind, seeing that happening, and then just like walking backwards again. Okay.
She has a swift turn. Whoop.
This
She
is
just
awkward
moonwalks
though.
backwards.
This is strange awkward.
Cloudman, how'd you get here?
It's me, Cloudman. I am Ember.
He's really stealthy. He for sure could just be
Cloudman
there with
took
them.
over Ember's body.
He's been here
Not
the-
Ember now
No!
She
Why do
pulls
these
up her
people with
helmet.
fucking
It's
wings keep compromising our
This
friends?
would probably be a good place to take a break, unless you guys want to have some sort of conversation during this
I'm just
scene
gonna-
away here.
I'm just weeping and saying this is so fucked up.
Okay.
Like, there's just one thing Mistress wants to say to them.
Okay, so a mistress would appear around this point as you guys settle down.
Say to us.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah.
I want to listen, but I also want to go to the bathroom.
Well, let's take a break real quick
Yeah.
before we have this. Is
think
that
about
okay?
what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
I was really
Kyle, can you grab me a
like
blanket?
on the edge of actively weeping.
I
On
would
your-
say
on
you're
your way down.
sniffling quite a bit. Shit.
Really
Where are the blankets at?
upset.
Sad.
Where are the blankets at?
in the living room.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I'm sorry about the laughter thing.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's just this is the worst time. For
I know.
But yeah.
Andrew, did you say that? Did she refer to him as error?
Error. ERROR. Error.
Error.
RROR?
Yeah, like error.
Error.
Okay, I don't know.
That's how
I
it's
said it
spelled.
was weird.
That's how it's spelled.
Error.
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 Yeah, that was what she called him.
Yeah, I was just making sure I had it right.
If you want to make a, well, you would also notice during this course of events here that while Yush was attacking you guys, there was a what seemed to almost occur as like an independent initiative. Some of your attacks would fail, like to the extreme.
So there is one thing Mistress would have
I
done
don't like
during
it.
this, but I was partially up there,
Yeah.
and partially distracted by just trying to take in
By just the
information.
penis fingers.
Yeah.
The penis.
Whoa!
Mistress would have tried to discern.
What are you doing?
I had a really bad Charlie horse, and my leg was just completely cramped. So whenever I stood up, my foot was just completely
Woo,
straight.
Charlie, let's go.
It was like this when I stood up. So I went to step, and I just couldn't, and I just crashed.
Mistress
Ow.
would want to try to discern whether Sanctuary was lying about Indy still being in there.
Okay, make an insight check.
Yeah.
During that.
Boy, that's a 9.
Total?
Yep.
Okay.
I have a +1, and I rolled an 8.
It's kind of hard to read. Indy, or at this point, Sanctuary is very devoid of emotion, and so it's very hard to have deemed genuine, like, sincerity from what she's doing. So it's kind of hard for you to read that, at least with a 9.
After, I don't know, like after Sanctuary openly admitted to tricking, lying to Indy in order to save herself,
Yeah.
I'm not sure Mistress has much trust for anything that Sanctuary has to say, but she's gonna cling to that possibility as Hope.
Does anyone need anything to drink? I have Coke Zero.
Oh, I would love a Coke Zero.
Please take them from me.
I still have beer from the root.
Root beer.
Heck yeah.
Shit, that's you. You okay?
This is the second best kind
I'm
of
freezing.
Oh.
So I guess Kyle's
Yeah.
gonna-
I apologize. I did not get your Discord
No,
message
you're okay.
until
I
I was
was
sitting
like-
here. Yeah.
I was like, she probably doesn't have her phone.
Yeah,
That's
I left my phone.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I was trying to like look over at one point. I was like, I don't see it. Yeah, no, it is all good. Their basement is always fucking cold.
If you want
Oh,
to
I
use
asked-
this as some extra blanket,
Okay,
like
let's see which one Kyle grabs.
So yeah, and I run really hot, so I'm always down here. I'm like,
You're like, man, it feels great. It's so hot down here. I'm just always cold.
like our house, it's pretty consistently set to 67. And we're like, hey man, if it's between like 40 and 65, everything's shut off. We're just going based off of whatever the weather is outside.
I really should have asked Sanctuary about Lauren Sutherland, but I don't know how much more she could have told me that I don't already know.
She could have.
Yeah. I mean, I'll see her
Kyle,
next
you
time.
know-
yeah.
Lots
How old
showing.
did Sanctuary say
Huh?
she was?
Millions.
You should have also asked her about Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, I love that guy.
Distant relative.
What? Oh,
yeah,
Lauren-
things
oh,
weren't
okay,
so
Sutherland.
tense. I was like, I want to ask about like the Hallowed Age and like learn more about the shit that was going on here.
But
from
it's not.
someone-
It didn't really seem like the. Like they wanted to fucking go.
Like, don't worry.
You see, you could tell they were pretty, like, beneath them trying to reason with you, they were pretty heated about meeting up and continuing their goal. They were pretty angry about what they were wanting to accomplish.
Have a meme real quick.
Memes.
You gonna run upstairs?
Oh, fuck this guy. If your girl has 4 arms, blue skin, you associate that's not your girl, that's dark.
That's Dark Lurker.
Fuck that guy.
Dark Lurker's such a fucking piece of garbage.
He wouldn't be that big of an issue if I had to burn a freaking effigy every time I wanted to fight him. There's
That's
limited effigies in that game.
This is a human effigy.
Dark Souls 2 is great, isn't that right, Sheep?
Oh yeah, the best Dark Souls 2.
I like that. I like that we cleared our playthrough of Dark Souls 1, started Dark Souls 2, and haven't done it since.
Did you both like play recently?
We were co-oping.
Yeah.
This
It
was
was
recently.
my first experience with Dark Souls 2 ever.
Yeah, I like Dark Souls 2.
It's fine if you like know the game. It's an ass of a game.
It's fucking tough.
Fuck that game.
Granted, I have seen a very extensive Let's Play of Dark Souls 2, so I know the story stuff.
Yeah. I think it has one of the more interesting stories.
You know what one of my favorite things to do now is
Play Dark Souls.
just to watch.
That's not true.
Is just to watch people's first time playing through Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Cause like, have you guys played that before?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I have.
There's like that nice fun thing that happens to the main character.
The big twist.
Sounds like you and I have something fun we could do together.
Yes. I would love to watch you play Knights of the Old Republic for the first time. Especially because it's literally
That
D&D
was
3.5.
Yeah.
That's what.
Just
That's
so
I
awesome.
forgot to get the picture. I'm
Amazing.
sorry.
That's why
Sorry.
Dante was like, Kyle, your mod's showing.
Sorry,
you
I didn't mean
fucking
to.
suck.
I do.
was
Was
like,
Coach
Kyle.
led by Oblivion, or was that?
Never
only
gonna
the
ask
first
you to do
one?
anything
Or
with
not,
Kingdom.
that was
Sorry.
Oblivion.
That's
Yeah,
how
I was
guys
only
get out of
the
doing
first
things.
one was fun.
Yeah, and they do it
Then they were
really
like,
badly.
wow,
That's
this
not.
game
That's
is
not.
so
I know.
That's
I
not
like that. I like helping my
Make this for
friends.
18 months to
I feel really
release.
bad that
Yes.
I forgot.
And they were like, what?
That is the weird thing about Obsidian. They always get just the worst timetables and
Yeah.
make the best games.
Yeah.
Alright, friends.
So
Let's do it.
So
Back
Mistress
to the light
wanders
hearted
up to
fun.
the group that's sobbing profusely in the hallway.
Yeah, I'm fucking weeping.
I do grab the helmets before.
Okay, yeah, that'd be fine.
Just-
Mistress.
Just pointing it out real fast.
Yeah, so you can add like a third or fourth helmet to your group here.
You have a bunch of helmets
just a
just
bunch
tied
of
to
helmets
your
clanking
waist.
around on his back.
Just stacked on top of each other. Now I'm in solo.
That's fashion, baby.
I love it. Yeah,
Okay.
baby.
So what were you? You were gonna
So-
say something to the group, or
Yeah.
the two girls as they popped up.
Mistress is gonna round the corner and kneel and put a hand on Melody's shoulder and look up at Ember and then back to Melody and like try to establish that she is talking to both of them. It seems like there is going to be a way to get Indy back somehow, if she is still in there. I don't think that we should give up hope on that. And as far as I am concerned, Sanctuary's survival is a priority so long as she is in Indy's body and not a second longer. I need the two of you to not give up hope of getting her back. Because we, the group of us, Maud and Hostile as well, are the only ones who know.
I'm afraid to hope. Because the only person I ever cared about was gone, and I've failed to locate him. And losing Fisty hurt that I didn't know her for long. And Indy wiggled her way in, and now it feels like everything is hopeless and out of control. And what's the point of having these gifts that we have if we can't do anything? And so I'll trust you, Mistress, because honestly, the other option is destruction. But just be aware that if it doesn't work out, that there will be pieces of me that will need to be picked up.
My greatest concern for the moment is that if we do give up hope, then Indy truly is dead.
What makes you think that that she's still alive in there?
Because Sanctuary told us that. Sanctuary told us that knowing that we had no reason to trust her. And I think that if there is a shadow of Indy left in there, then whatever Sanctuary did to her can be reversed. I don't know how. I don't know how to find out how. But I don't have a single thing that is more important to me right now than that discovery.
I want an insight. Fuck me. Why can't I do anything right?
Insight to
'Cause
intelligence
it's not
based.
charisma.
No, insight's wisdom.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Yeah, you're right.
But I just can't roll. Shit, that's an
That's
8.
fair. You gotta roll good.
It's an 8. I'm crying.
Sorry,
You and I switched because I've been rolling pretty
I mean,
decent tonight.
Mistress still wearing her helmet. Do you have your helmet translucent or visible?
Translucent.
Okay, so I mean, Mistress is very stoic, so it's kind of difficult to
I'm just like,
judge sincerity.
I'm going to believe you because I don't think we can afford to have me be hopeless right now. What is it about this that has you so changed? you haven't cared before. I mean, I know Andy is unbelievably hot, but I don't feel like that has to be enough.
She had that, what was it, smoke shows, that's what they call it.
Yeah.
Total smoke show.
She got that dumpy.
She made quite the dumpy in the first episode.
Yeah.
Hey. That was the softest high five I've ever gotten from you.
I normally just go ham on
Yeah,
the
usually you just break wrists.
I love it. I love
freaking
pain.
punch slaps.
It reminds me I can feel. Alright, let's go. It's so nice to feel.
have dedicated my life to the pursuit of knowledge and to serving the Legion. That does not mean that I don't feel. And I have come to value the group of us greatly. I don't show much emotion. I understand that. But I care very deeply for each and every one of you. And
You fucking asshole.
Was that glorious?
Ooh, fuck you!
I've been here silent the whole
That was
time.
fuzzy.
I
Alright, sorry.
go to the ends of the earth for any one of you.
Melody hugs her and starts crying again.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I actually started tearing up.
I know.
At that point, Hostel walks out with his 4 helmets.
I have all these helmets, you guys. Who's Indy?
Yeah, I did want to say something before we move on.
Glorious follows very kind of slothily behind as this happens here.
Hostel notices that and ignores it.
Mod's still hanging out in the hallway.
Mod's
He
trying
has
to
not
count
gone
his
anywhere.
fucking fingers.
Well, there you guys are. You guys didn't go too far.
The
Before
mod
the
is
rest
like
of the
reaching
group
his
joins
hand
us,
in his
can I say
mouth and
something?
counting all his
Yeah,
teeth.
let's CJ talk, please.
It's just it's got me in my feelings about Fisty when you brought her up. Well, I'm so fucking emotionally attached.
This
to
arc is gonna
goddamn
be
characters.
this arc's gonna be really rough for CJ.
Yep. I feel so emotional right now.
Sorry about it with me.
I know. That's what it is. I just look at you and it makes me want to cry.
It's just something about your face makes
It,
You've been insulting me all day. I don't know how to deal with it. My teenager's
That's not
been
what I meant.
fucking ruthless today.
I will have to
My goongus.
lean on the rest of you to have hope because the last time I had hope, we lost our friend. And and now Indy's gone.
Can't be any worse than it is right now.
Yes, it can. I don't know why I'm crying so much.
Meanwhile, Mod kills himself.
No,
in
don't
the hallway.
apologize. This is Kate. Don't apologize, man.
I think my hormones are out of whack.
Mistress is going to like do this and point to you, and the like shadow mistress that has been following is going to give you a hug.
Oh my god!
So it's a shadow one, so it's basically just like this It's not like the aberrations or the undead that she sometimes summons.
Oh my god.
This is so much funnier. Stop correcting
And then,
it.
like,
Oh, you
putrid
saw it.
Nether takes like 5 points of damage.
It's enough to kill her. She's a wizard.
She's just
Yeah.
actively vomiting as it walks.
Ember's so thankful she has that helmet on right now. Oh shit! Oh my god, that's so funny.
And then the boys join the group.
Hey, you guys are back. We got so many helmets. Oh, what the fuck?
Why is everyone crying?
Everyone's so sad. It makes me want to cry.
This would be misty-eyed.
Mystery-eyed. Anyway.
Fuck.
So, I don't want to be the bearer of expediency here, but it is the next day, and we don't have long till the next toll of whatever the fuck this voice is.
Well, that's right.
Let's go.
I know the loss of our friend is going to be rough, and Lord knows if more will happen in the future, but for now, she made a promise to us, so let's fulfill a promise to her and meet her halfway. What do you say we... Well, she mentioned, or one of us mentioned, that with our combined involvement in this plot, that our goals might overlap. So yeah, let's meet her halfway. And by doing that, well, she has no choice but to see us again. How about that? By the way, Maud, what was that she gave you? What is that?
If I pull it out of my bag and I look at it and I say,
And it vibrates this bizarre hum as you hold it here, but it doesn't move at all. It just feels this energy.
Yeah. But I look at it and I say, if I had to guess, this whole connection that I had with Indy and with Sanctuary came from Sanctuary cutting me. I think that if I cut myself with this, then that might restore that connection, because I know that connection has been weakening as my wound is healed. So if I can reopen that wound, might reopen my connection to her. But that's just a guess.
Let me ask you this:
How
how certain are you that that is a thing we can follow?
How certain am I that I'm right?
No, I'm not asking if you're right. How do you feel about it? Do you feel like it's right? Doesn't matter if you're actually right.
I think that I mean, I don't know what's going to happen when I use this thing. I don't know if Sanctuary will actually show up. In my heart, it feels like she will, but I don't have any way of knowing that until I try, and right now I don't really want to see her.
Then let me be the first.
You sure?
Maud, I haven't slept in 2 days. Something's wrong with me. I might as well be the first one to check it out.
Alright.
You see his hands as he reached for it are unreasonably clammy. He's in a cold sweat. This man is exhausted. And he grabs it and holds it up.
You said all I gotta do is cut myself?
That's how it happened with me.
You see a stream of white light for just an instant reverberate from the cut and then dissipate as the trickle of blood runs down his arm. I'll take your gamble. Hands it back to you.
What did you feel?
Pain. And
Did you feel anything else? Any kind of connection?
I felt a sense of home. But only for a moment. I felt like I was at home. I haven't felt like I was at home in a long time. So yeah, I feel pretty good.
Okay.
I have an idea. Because it seems like a lot of us, well, I don't want to say us. I haven't been affected. You guys have been affected by the voice to varying degrees. If I remember correctly, the Avatar storage bit told us that we could potentially regain some of the issues that we've been feeling from the voice. So what if we just speed run the rest of the Remnants Lab? I know there was that we wanted to find a way to repair that remote that controlled the voice or controlled the wall. And we wanted to maybe repair some of the things we picked up. We could also, if you guys want to go to the avatar storage, I can take care of repairing those things here real fast and meet you there.
5 years ago. That's crazy.
Since I haven't been affected, if you guys go get yourselves taken care of, even if it does affect me, that'll only be the first level, so I think I should be okay to stay here and finish off our research.
Don't mind me.
For the time being, it would be best for us to stay together.
Okay.
If it looks like it's going to take particularly long here, we might reevaluate if that is amenable to everyone.
Yeah, I think we should stick together for as long as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely down with that. I know, I can tell that the voice is starting to affect you guys in different ways, and I don't want that to continue any longer than it has to. But I think that going to avatar storage is only going to be a temporary fix until we can get the voice destroyed. So if you guys are okay powering through, I'm happy to have you guys stay and help out however you can. But I mean, if it's really that bad, it might not be the worst idea to go see if you can get a temporary fix. But I'll do whatever the group feels is best. I'm happy with either.
Thanks, Hostel. Mistress, could you bring out Spit for a bit?
Oh!
Christ.
Hi, I'm Spit.
Hi, Spit.
Oh!
Remember to keep him moving.
I was not moving for a second. That was crazy. I had like 3 seconds to live.
Hey, Spit.
I'm Spit.
Yeah.
Ignore the music.
What? Wait. Yeah. How'd you play that?
Severe pressure triggers battle music.
Spit. What time is it?
The time right now is around 10 a.m.
Okay, so we have what, 2 hours until our next until the next time the the signal goes out?
According to the failsafes that they have here, yes, the voice reaches a zenith of frequency power around midday. So you could probably justify a reasonable assumption of that.
Whenever that happens, assumedly 2 hours from now, we all need to make sure that we're together and that you're specifically all close to me.
All right.
Basically, some of my Sojin healing powers also apply to protection, and I could help to keep you safe from any of the effects that the voice might have. And apologize for not thinking about that before today. This has all kind of been wild, and I haven't really been feeling myself ever since the voice had its effect on me. But I want to make sure that doesn't happen to you guys.
Well,
Make sure Bod doesn't get sanctuaried.
I appreciate that
I'm
sense
gonna
of
hook arms
pride.
with you.
You make me proud to be my underling.
Oh. Thanks, Glorious.
That's me.
Alright, well, let's see what we can get done here.
Mod starts remembering to use Divine Smite, and everybody's like,
What?
Yeah, just take it over. It's sanctuary.
He's been possessed!
I
Use
was
suicidal!
about to say, he's
He's
suicidal.
ready to chest high wall!
Suicidal.
Well, let's let's go take a peek down some corridors, shall we?
There's only they're on the kitchen table upstairs.
Well, I'll also drink your Coke Zero.
You idiot.
I like Coke Zero.
Okay.
You're fucking weirdo.
Hey.
Zero refers to the amount of regrets I have when drinking it.
Y'all are fucking weird.
Coke Zero's. I don't really like Diet Coke, but I like Coke Zero.
I don't really like regular Coke, but I like Coke Zero.
Really? Okay.
I don't really like Coke Zero, but I like Coke Zero.
I don't really like you, man. What do you got against Coke?
What?
What do you got against Coke Zero? Watching you.
Alright, we run down corridors.
This is
Okay.
a lot of sexual tension.
So like I said,
here.
this is the corridor.
much
This right
energy
here
left.
is the corridor you guys came out of right here. This is the ambient mirrors.
You have the marker.
Ambient.
Just
I
gonna-
thought I had a marker, but it's fucking hot.
Did Zero take it?
Ooh.
Ooh, woo. Oh,
Figure we
whoa.
could cross off everywhere we've been.
Here you go. I'll let you.
And that's where we came
That's where you
in at.
came out of here. Yeah.
Okay.
Start.
What the fuck does that say?
It says. That says.
Stacked.
Shit! It says fucking shit. That's what it says.
Shell.
I
Okay.
spelled mirror wrong on purpose.
Mirrors is that one. Okay.
Sure.
So you guys find
Mirror.
yourselves out in this.
Ew.
Once again, this corridor here, without Indy.
Oh.
Yeah, rub it in, why don't you?
That's my
Oh.
job.
Every time
I'm the storyteller.
Every
That's
time
true.
Andrew is describing
Hey,
the
bud.
room in the Remnant Lab, it's like, you see this over here, you see this over here, you don't see Andy, you see this over here.
Fuck you, man.
And you
It's gonna be
I
every
killed
description
her.
for the
I
rest of
killed her.
You know that all of this could have happened a lot later on if you could have convinced your wife to stay with us. Just say it.
Telling you, man.
Anyway, you're good.
So do we
I'm
want to just
joking.
kind of
This man loves the
moving,
vicious pets.
like,
He is a vicious man.
counterclockwise? We go here next. This
He's a
this
slut
brand
for
new
it.
passageway that just showed up while we were talking.
Okay,
Let's
so
go to-
sorry, I misread my map when I initially drew this in the
Sure.
heat of battle. There's 4, yeah. So
Okay.
you guys travel off counterclockwise a bit here down the hallways. Here it's dark, but you eventually see an area here which does have a built-in, like, a part of the wall that was removed and a part of the wall was surgically essentially built in here to kind of make up the remnants lab that these guys were trying to research. And sure enough, there's this area that leads down here and it's very old. The metal on the walls here are very warped from time. Here they're rusted over and twisted. Unlike the one with the mirrors here, which seems a little bit more put together. This hallway here, you guys travel downwards here. And as you travel down through this corridor here, you enter in through this, once again, an opening here that kind of seems very reminiscent of the area where you encountered the stone tree, where there's this kind of safe area, there's a glass, and then there's a chamber before you. That's kind of how the setup is here. You guys, YouTube's being a dickhead to me.
Oh,
Every time I click
dickhead.
it, it goes full screen. It's just stupid.
Dickhead YouTube.
I keep seeing like lights flashing on your
So
face.
yes, I click play and it goes. Anyway,
How'd that go?
you enter in here and you see this test chamber here. That's the same metal as you entered in before, but before you is this chamber that is
It comes from hell.
full of battle scars. Like some sort of great brawl took place in this small chamber here. The walls with these heavy slash marks through the edge here. These indentations of blunt weapons that were bashed against it here. Scorch marks coating the ceilings, the floor. Even parts of the glass are slightly burnt and discolored and brown from looking through. You see this chamber of battle in front of you.
Battle chamber.
And on the far back wall, you see what you can only describe as a triangular shaped thumbprint burned into the wall.
Oh.
And it's still burning.
How-
White hot. A burn that's in the shape of an upside down isosceles triangle seared into the back wall. And then in between that thumb, that triangle looks like the swirls of a thumbprint, just searing and continually smoking.
How large is the triangle?
It's about, at least from where you're standing here, maybe a foot.
anyone know anyone with giant triangular thumbs?
That's just.
Anyone want to do
and
a
it's
check?
still cooking into it, like it's actively burning.
Can I do some
I'd
sort
like
of
to do a
check?
thumb
Like a
check.
history.
In theory, you could continue. There's a way to enter this room here. This isn't glass, but it's just kind of reminiscent of
Okay,
that. Like
I'll
the start
just-
chamber, and it was like a. Then there's the war part that was kind of seared onto this.
I'll just walk back to the thumbprint and just like take a look at
Okay.
it.
You're gonna go up and look at it here. Make a investigation check for me here.
Five plus
Fuck.
He's
Okay.
back.
5. That's a 10.
Guess who's back?
Okay, you do. Okay,
Back again.
going up to the wall here, you go up to it and you're trying to identify like just what exactly it is. And you put your finger up to it like an asshole. It's still white hot as you touch this. It burns you, and I'm like, what the fuck?
At least that was my metal hand.
This had to have been extremely recent. This was put here. Why? Why
Was
is
this-
this?
This wasn't the hallway that Yush came out of, was it?
You knew he came from this direction. You did not know if he was in this hallway or not.
Okay.
Okay.
Mistress will do an Arcana check on it, if that's okay.
Okay, that's
Like
fine.
to-
Yeah.
Can I give her the help action? Just by like.
You're able, if you want to, you can go up there. What do you do to give her the help action?
Be a
Look-
20 intelligence
look-
arcane character.
No, but in theory, you have to say how you're helping.
Just take a look at that.
Otherwise, everyone could get advantage all the time.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Hey, look at that thing.
I guess I guess I don't know much about it. So like
That's your help. I don't know. You do it.
I guess I would basically like convey like it seems like this either happened just recently or there is some sort of
Okay.
magic on it.
You can roll with advantage. Sure.
Ooh, much better. That is 9 whole points better on the roll. So, what is my Arcana? That's going to be a dirty 20.
Make it a 25.
That's going to be a dirty 25.
Oh,
He's
you
my
give her the
flash
flash genius. As you
Not a natural 25?
No.
As you observe this force above you here, you notice that the energy that's rippling off it here is absolutely of a magical source. There's something that is occurring from here that is essentially feeding off of magic. But the thing is, you're able to sense from the magic that's burning here that this is a coal that's been burning for a while. This burn in the wall, this is not recent. It's been searing here for a while. And you could tell just from how the metal around it has been reacting to the heat. You see the steel still slightly liquidizing from it. It's been just enduring this heat for a while.
Does it seem like Legion magic or something for
From a 25, you know, as a heavy member of the building blocks arts of the Legion, that the majority of Sojin requires the active participation of the user on it. If anything, this is a curse. If anything, it might even be something bigger than that. Because there's no one around to be supplying this magic. This magic's simply a part of the wall.
Hey, Bod,
Yeah.
do you have Greater Restoration?
I do. Wait, hang on.
That's a level 5 spell, do you?
No. I think I just have good old.
How about Remove Curse?
No. Not. It's not.
Purify food.
Not one that I have prepared right now. Wait, do I? I actually. Why that one? Weirdly enough, I actually had purify food and drink for a while, and then I was like, why do I even have this? And I just swapped it out.
That's that spell every time. So I was like, that could
Yeah.
be useful, and then they get rid of it because they're like,
Or
That's
I never
not
use
curse.
it. Yeah.
I don't think
I want to specify to the people that aren't immediately in the test chamber,
Yeah,
roll a
that's
perception
what's
check for me, please.
That's me.
Bane.
That aren't, right?
Yeah, you're not with Hostile and Mistress right now.
Okay.
with.
I'm rolling my d20.
I'm not sure
That's a 12.
if.
I'm rolling my d20.
12?
That's a
Misty will
15,
secret
Hoss.
something
10, I think.
like level 10.
I have a while.
So
I
Mr.
mean, I'm not
Suits
for sure,
will
but I'm
come
fairly
out.
certain.
As you guys are exploring the area
Then
around here,
Those are both regular.
relatively around the same time, you would notice upon the desk here there is an item left behind. It's a small cubic item here that kind of resembles the drives that Mistress has been picking up through this point. This one here is a deep red. It is another drive for the machine back at the tower. This one's not damaged, so it can be used right away.
I'll
Yeah.
I'll pick it up.
Okay, so you. Yeah.
Wow.
I was gonna
Just
use my
with him
mage
with-
hand so we don't touch any weird shit around
No,
here. But
it's
okay,
fine.
Go ahead.
He goes,
It's in my fucking pocket.
That's cool.
Yes, Maud makes exactly that voice.
Okay.
It announces it that way too.
So. there anything else in this chamber?
This is,
worth-
other than that, you see, aside from the score marks and just the collision damage of the battle that could have taken place in this room, that's all that's in here.
Hold on.
And then there was the item they picked up.
Are y'all ready to? No, Mistress would not say y'all.
Y'all.
Y'all ready?
Go here, get whip.
Sheep says y'all a lot,
Yeah.
so.
Same.
Has anybody noticed that the tall hillbilly's really pretty?
Thank you.
She's hot as fuck.
Glorious is pretty nice to look at.
I'm from Mississippi. That's what
You
I
got that
am.
southern charm
move
going
on?
for you.
You're sick.
So Mistress did not see that I picked up that drive, right?
Mistress did not see.
He's
Mistress
so
was
hot.
focused on a giant
Yeah.
red thumbprint.
Hey, Mistress.
Sorry,
You guys
continue.
okay? Mistress, weren't you collecting things like this? Can I show her the drive?
You have two so far. One of them is destroyed.
I do
but-
have a couple, yes.
Well, I found one. You can have it. I don't need it.
Oh, well, thank you.
I don't know what it is.
Mistress will put it with the other drives.
Okay, cool. So now you have the black one, you have I believe a green one, and now this dark red one.
Oh.
I don't know when your birthday is, but hopefully this
Black
this
one's the
covers it.
damaged one, I believe. If not, I'll revisionist history.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was the black one that was
Yeah.
damaged.
Okay.
You're not obligated to get her a present when her
Alright,
birthday
so
comes.
Exactly.
with those, you guys doing anything else in this room?
Do we think it would
Do you
be
think?
pertinent to do like a detect magic just around?
Do you have detect
I
magic?
do.
Oh!
Then do it.
Do we have 11 minutes to spare?
I mean, right this second, probably.
Mine's gonna take at least
11 minutes. Well, the world will be over by then.
That's glorious. That's not how it works.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's fine. How long do you think a
Mistress will
minute
cast
is?
Identify as a ritual.
I'm joking.
Nice.
Thumbprint.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Do
Is
ritual.
spit still out?
Cast as a ritual identify.
I'm right here.
Okay.
I'm Spit. I can tell crazy. I can reminisce on the past during this time.
That's
While he's.
Oh,
while he's
wait, no.
What?
Mistress is not going to do that.
Why?
She would have to touch it for the duration of the.
Oh.
ooh.
Hey, Spit.
I'm Spit.
What can you tell us about that thumbprint?
Well, that's like a triangle, and it's a birthmark.
It's a what?
Thanks, bud.
What do you like? You actually want me to delve in? Cause I think I kind of remember the incident that happened here, but I don't necessarily know how this happened.
I mean,
You look like you have a thought, Mistress.
Like I know I've heard about the battle that happened here.
Endurance.
No, I heard about the battle that happened here, but I don't necessarily know how that happened. But I can tell you a little bit about the battle.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
Okay, well, there's, back when RWI, Facility 2 was, like, doing crazy shit, they had a experimental branch called the Sigma Wing. Sigma Wing was a very small branch in their facility because they technically weren't supposed to be keeping them. Most of the other facilities just killed them off, but these guys kept them and used them like the Suicide Squad. You remember that movie?
What?
yeah.
Yeah!
Which
Never
one?
saw that one.
I heard it was bad.
That was pretty weird. Anyway,
But the fifth one was really good.
I don't know. I'm not a fan equals. Going on from there, a couple of the members from that branch had an experimental bout in this fight here, and the results were led accordingly. All essentially just a fight to the finish, and here we are. I assume the Greycoats wanted to experiment something from the records from that fight, but other than that, that's what happened. I wasn't there. I just know about it.
Okay.
So, Mistress is going to attempt
God,
to just
don't do
put her
this.
palm on it.
Oh, on the burn?
And endure it while
On
casting the
spit.
Identify as a ritual.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
No, wizards have really good constitution.
Harry.
You're a wizard, mistress. Maud tells this to mistress
10.
unprompted.
10. You put your
She's
hands
like,
on
I
it
know.
and you maintain it for maybe 5 seconds as the pain of a roaring campfire
Oh,
just
wait.
engulfs your hand. You
Mistress screams.
you take 4 points of fire damage as your hand repulses from it.
And she's unable to keep it on there.
Not
Okay.
more than 5 seconds.
I suppose if it's four points per second, then she's gonna die. Before she gets the
So if it's
spell.
so for the first second you take 4 damage. Do you want to take it off before then? Before it keeps going?
Nah, yeah, she'll take it off and see if it's burned into her hand.
You notice your hand being seared, but it doesn't consist like the wall does. It's not transferring over to you. You do get burned, but it's not something that spreads to that manner. It
Well-
seems the wall itself is affected.
Well, maybe
Mistress is just under her breath going to mutter, "Fuck that."
maybe
Do
that
we-
maybe that drive we picked up will have more insight into that.
Maybe one of these labs will have a magic oven mitt, and you can touch it for longer.
That's a really good idea.
No, that's
Thank
a terrible
you.
idea.
What do you mean?
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
What do you mean?
Why would there be a magic fucking bit?
I don't know. There's lots of cool stuff.
All
There's
right.
there's a house in a box that we found.
Spit,
I'm so mad that he's making sense.
Maybe one of these labs was the Pampered Chef lab.
I don't think
Is there an
so.
easy
But
bake oven in here?
no, that doesn't.
Yeah, it's one hallway.
That's a
over.
failed Hasbro toy.
Oh, they didn't make those
We
here?
broke him.
the crack gets a little bigger,
Your moments from death.
Angel, be your son.
He's an idiot.
and he's okay.
I love him. He's hugging your hand.
Alright, so from there,
He's so cute.
are you guys doing anything else in this room?
Leaving.
I look at the burn one last time and then walk out of the room.
You look at it and it does this kind of weird pulsating of heat. It's just kind of waving back and forth through it.
I fart a little bit and I leave.
I see Hostile looking wistfully back at the triangle thumbprint, and I put a hand on his shoulder and I say, "You gotta let it go, man.
Oh my god.
It'll be okay. There'll be other thumbprints."
Okay. Moving onwards, you guys back out of that room for now. Where are you guys going?
Into the next one.
Going counterclockwise into the next hallway here. You guys once again go into this Frankenstein hallway and head downwards here, where you guys are abruptly stopped at this steel gate with a massive glass window on it here. And through the gate, you see just this cloud of fog that is actively, viscerally moving back and forth. Like the fog is moving and convulsing in the wall behind you here. Make a perception check if anyone wants to.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, dude.
God, I'm rolling like Dante.
Fuck you, Don.
Dirty 20!
Thanks.
Dirty 20.
What'd you say?
Hey, Dirty
Say
20 Club.
perception.
Stop
Yeah.
it, Zura.
19.
Zura,
Jesus.
accept being enslaved.
5.
What did you get, Hostel?
I did not like that clap.
Okay.
Oh, he looks so nervous.
So, who got 2 dirty 20s and the
Get me,
19?
deserves it.
Dirty 20.
Oh, CJ, you'd hear, as you're looking throughout here, it seems like the fog is slightly mobile to its own accord. It's not moving in a pattern, it's just kind of like dancing away violently and random within. The people that are got the 220s and the 19. As you guys put your ear up to it here, you guys hear something within the fog. You hear this.
Oh gosh, that sounds good.
Mistress, did you forget to put away your zombie?
Mistress, I assume when she failed the Constitution saving throw, had to drop concentration on the spell she was concentrating on.
As you sit here and listen to this for the minute, all of a sudden, within the span of half a second, the fog disappears entirely, and it's a clear, open room
Oh.
available to explore. And then you hear the latches on the door unlock.
Robot,
I'm Spit, actually.
do you know what that fog was?
I would need to roll the check to see what this is.
Spit, what do you mean?
He's
Spit begins tumbling.
It's a random dice roll in my head that produces my memories.
I wish it was an actual roll. Like, he just fucking rolled around on the ground.
This is the bizarre chamber.
really cool.
I think they were trying to. Oh. This seems slightly familiar. But I don't remember it being a part of the Remnants Lab. This seems like it was part of the Zeta Wing.
And remind us what the Zeta Wing is again?
Make an intelligence check.
It's
Well, I'm
where
asking
they-
him.
It's
I
where,
s-
Well,
I
It's where they-
specified this before.
it's
so
where they kept all the creatures.
it's a, yeah,
It's the monster wing.
that's a 3. Mod does not fucking remember what the Zeta Wing
Well,
is.
the
me,
Zeta?
I
Yeah, that's
told
for
you.
the
Yeah, that's the
Polyphone.
monster wing.
Okay.
No, that's the Psy wing.
Oh, I wrote that wrong thing down then. Melly's a fucking idiot.
So yeah, the Zeta wing was the monster wing that was disconnected from the map, which is where what Spit specifies here is like.
Yeah, I don't remember this being here. They must have moved this in recently, but I don't know why.
What did this room do in the Zeta Wing?
Like I said, well, I haven't necessarily ever been to the Zeta Wing, but I know that all the containment spots in the Zeta Wing held different monstrosities that were created during the time of RWI. So, if I can make just a cheap guesstimate, this room probably contains something of the like.
Cool.
And perhaps now no longer does.
As this conversation occurs here, about a minute and a half passes, and all of a sudden, the fog reappears. Rise once again.
And we didn't walk in.
No, nothing. Nobody's in.
Okay.
You just once again, the window clouds up.
I think perhaps we should leave this one.
Would somebody in the party who's a little more inclined in magic than Sojin want to take a guess at what this is? I'm trying to ask the party if anyone wants to do an Arcana
My
check.
guess would be that it's a fog cloud that can come into a room and leave.
Wow, you think so?
It's just a giant fog.
That's what it looks like to me.
And Mistress
I was-
do a
Yeah, I'll go
intelligence
with
check to try to identify it.
I was trying. What I was trying to do is ask
Make
you
a
guys
nature.
to
Make
do an
a
Arcana.
nature check.
Oh, nature. Interesting. Okay.
Can I do Arcana on it?
It's a
Do
shame.
an Arcana.
It's a shame that Indy's not here. She was.
Hey, that's a good roll.
Yeah, that's a whole number. That's a 22.
And I miss her ass already.
I
Just
got
the
a
ass.
23 on my Arcana.
I miss that dumpy.
Dumpy.
So jealous there.
dumpy.
Well, you're getting.
Oh, her
23
dumpy.
on Arcana.
Okay.
It's
You did
gone.
Arcana, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You are aware of a specific type of what's it called? What's the type of the underground? What is it called? Not undercommon, but
Underdark?
underdark. Yeah, an underdarkian phenomenon. That's it's more of an affliction that specific monsters achieve through years of mutation. A specific fog that dissipates and blends in through the air that creatures in the Underdark, after specific amounts of time, were able to essentially entangle themselves in. And so, a lot of, from what you read about, matches this exactly. If anything, there's something in the fog, but only when it's there. Hostile, yeah. You recognize this as a form of mutation. This was, at least from your records that you did through the books that you read in Millview, you knew that a long while back, a specific type of entanglement integration was performed on a lot of monsters that have essentially merged their existence with this fog. And so the fog itself is absolutely the cause of the creatures. The creatures don't exist unless the fog is there. And so that's what's causing it specifically.
Guys, this is like Schrodinger's cat.
What?
Whose cat?
About a minute passes here, and once again,
No more pets.
the fog disappears.
Should we run in when the fog's gone?
Yes.
Alright,
That was a good face.
Do it.
Yeah!
Are you guys up to snuff to go in here?
Yeah! Mod goes
We
in.
can always come back here.
Oh, I can
Just
just
saying.
step on the other side.
That is a better idea than opening the door.
Okay, let's do that.
What are you doing?
I can Misty step on the other side.
Okay, bye!
Okay.
Good luck.
So
We're all
about
counting on you.
5 seconds after the fog dissipates, you Misty step inside. What are you doing?
Hey, when the fog comes back, Misty, step out as fast as you
Yep.
can. You're gonna get fucked up.
You would need
It's a
a.
real shame that we lost Misty or Indy and Ember in the same day.
Yeah, really.
What are you doing?
Okay, so how big is this room?
It is approximately. It's relatively small. It's about 30 feet by 30 feet.
Okay, like what's in here?
You
What do I
see essentially 4 gates on each wall. One wall has 2 gates, and a wall on the opposite side has 2 gates. And the far wall from the door is blank. It's just a steel chamber here.
Is there any panels or anything?
Yeah, if you go up to the panels, make an investigation check while you're in here. So it's just as time is passing while you're in here.
That's a 9.
A 9.
Yep.
Okay. As you go towards these panels here, you see within each of them, as you look through the bars, the fog writhing back and forth in here. And it's being pulled against the far wall within the chambers here. It's like it's being manipulated. And you see it just go like coming
Ew.
out and in, like it's trying to roll out but being pulled in, out, then pull back
It's like
in.
fighting something.
Yeah, but that's all you see. You don't see necessarily any items or anything causing that or what's behind the fog. You just know that something is pulling this fog towards the back walls in these 4 chambers. But that's all you have time to see here as you've just made your way in here and doing a panicked observation.
Can you guys hear me? Can they hear me, like, on the other side of
No,
this?
it's a sealed chamber once again.
Can we see her through there?
You can see, yeah.
There's, like,
Yeah.
a glass pane.
Mod waves.
Glory says too.
It's me!
Remember me?
You have a
bruised
palm.
Ow!
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic in here.
Okay, cast Detect
No
Magic.
more magic.
Okay. And the Detect Magic's just essentially defining any sort of magic that's around.
Yeah, I sense magic within 30 feet of me.
Okay. You sense
Anything that bears magic, I see, like, a faint aura around
you
it.
sense 4 sources of it, one from each of the rooms here, and you sense it coming from the fogs themselves. But that's it. You don't necessarily sense magic coming from
Can I tell
Where?
what kind of school it is?
the fogs itself.
Anything.
One second. Your spells are so unlucky.
Why do kids need fidget spinners when they can just squeeze a packet of top?
This is abjuration.
clothes over your pants, Kyle.
No, don't say that. That's
Because he's-
gross.
No, actually,
Sucks.
it's a combination of abjuration and transmutation.
Ooh, okay.
That's keeping with this.
Okay.
About 45 seconds have passed now.
I think I'll go ahead and blitz back out.
Okay, you cast on a Misty Step and leave.
Yeah.
You go, "Ooh," and you're out. Sure enough, as
Canonically,
another
she
45
makes that
seconds,
sound.
Yeah, another 45
Every time.
seconds pass here once
Her
again.
breath is taken away.
This fog just begins like snarling and running into each other within here. It's kind of tendriling itself inside the chamber.
Interesting.
Is there anything cool in there?
It's like. So was it like the fog that appeared after I left? That's what was in the thing, or it looked.
Yeah, that's exactly
Okay.
what it looks like, but just now expanded, not compacted into one small spot.
Weird. It was like the fog was fighting against something.
That was pulling again, like magnetizing it to those
Yeah.
walls.
And then there was like abjuration and what was the other one?
Transmutation.
Transmutation, magic,
Magic.
magic in there.
Meowgic.
So I would imagine the abjuration magic is what's keeping it
In there.
in there.
Do we think that maybe the fog is something else with the transmutation? Would that make sense? I was talking out loud. I'm not like specifically.
She's
asking
like, what do you
Melody.
think, Melody? I was like, oh, fucking know. It's been a
We
tough
can
day.
always
Yeah.
come back here when need be if we're not strong enough to deal with whatever's in here now. You didn't find anything in there, did you?
No,
Okay.
just like 3
Yeah, we
cages.
can always come back.
I was like, unless we're destroying this place now, yeah, this is something we should definitely note about.
Yeah, Glorious definitely needs to get some sleep.
All right, next tunnel.
You guys head downwards down the long hallway.
Yeah.
Secret tunnel.
As you guys begin walking down this way, you hear Glorious go,
What?
What?
What's up,
He
buddy?
begins following you guys.
What's up, buddy?
I'm just following you. I don't mind me. I'm probably just tired.
No, man. Is something changed? Are you?
I don't know why you didn't continue down the hallway.
Well, I mean,
The hallway? Why
You
didn't
mean like this
What
way?
hallway?
Yeah. Why didn't you continue going that
Can you
way?
see a hallway we can't see?
Can you? Okay. Can you go back and walk down that way?
How about you go and we'll follow you.
Show us what you're talking about.
I can. Are you
Yeah.
sure that's okay?
yeah.
Hobble slowly
You're a leader,
back in that
Glorious.
way.
Can be.
What was that?
So does Glorious just like sort of walk straight through a wall?
Well, he walks back this way, and then he turns towards this, and as he begins kind of stumbling forward, you see this white phasing static form around his body as he
Oh.
walks straight through the wall.
Glorious, can you come back here for a moment? Glorious, can you hear me?
This man's
Fuck,
dead.
we're losing friends left and
Oh
right.
no.
I tried to like touch the wall. I touched the
As
wall.
loud as she can, Mistress is going to yell Glorious. Glorious's name.
Mistress is like the only person who
Make
could
a
be my
persuasion
sexual
Oh my
equal.
Just out of
Oh, a persuasion.
Instinct.
Persuasion. Huh?
Can we all start yelling and then Mistress can get
Can I
advantage?
assist?
that'll give you an advantage at
Okay,
least.
yes. Just start
Oh,
screaming
wait.
crazy.
That didn't help.
You should have just let the charisma characters.
So persuasion,
do it.
right?
Yeah.
10.
10?
Thinking
Okay.
about holding his hand to
You
see
don't-
if anything happens.
But you guys sit here for a minute, minute and a half,
oh
2
no.
minutes, sitting against the wall, just dead silence.
What if I just try to Misty Step again? Like,
And suddenly,
What are you guys doing?
I
You're
hug
standing
him
there.
immediately.
oh my god.
I hug him.
I turned around and saw you guys waving. What's wrong?
Could you not hear us?
We thought you
No!
were dead.
You guys were sitting there waving at me, so I was like halfway down the hallway.
Could you pick me up and carry me through that hallway?
Oh no, Mistress is
Uh,
about to.
I could try.
Before walk in just about 2 or 3 steps, turn around, and come back.
Yeah, hop on my old back.
Alright, so Mistress will hop on Gloria's piggyback.
Glorious, who's essentially a large class,
I love him.
lifts you up with ease. You, who's still somehow taller than him. I forget how tall
You're
fucking
gonna bump
Mistress
your
is.
head on the friggin'
This
ceiling.
is-
Essentially wraps your legs around
This
here.
is
It's
like,
like,
my God, I feel dainty.
All right, if you don't mind, here we go.
as he begins walking towards the wall here. His body begins once again to illuminate with this white static. But yours doesn't. And as his body starts to go for your face, just smashes into the wall.
Okay,
And as he
so
continues walking forward here, begins to like hurt you immensely.
Mistress will start smacking him.
Well, as he starts feeling resistance, oh,
okay.
it
Pinching
pulls you
his
back
ass.
here just a little bit.
You okay?
Glorious,
You know he's
from
got a
my
tight
perspective,
ass.
there is a wall there, and you just sort of phased through it and pulled me into it.
What the hell?
I wonder if it's
What
because
is
of
this
his
place?
I'm curious if
Maybe.
I stand with my back to that hallway. Can you push on me and push me through, just gently?
I'm down
Just
for anything.
breaks her fucking face.
Wait, so you just want me to smash you in the wall, or?
No, just like put your hands on my shoulders and push.
put your hands
Not
on me.
too hard.
Okay. As you
It's like
put your
pushing
back
up
towards the wall here, you, in Glorious's mind
Big
here,
strong man.
he's like,
That's. It looks like you're just leaning against nothing.
So Stephanie, you lead him against nothing.
and he begins trying to push you through, and sure enough, it feels like you're just being shoved against a wall.
Fascinating.
Do I stop, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like we're interrupting
Is this
something.
okay?
Get a room.
Spit.
I'm. Mohana means family.
I was about to say. Amazing. Great. Never mind, Spit. That's all I needed to hear.
He's gonna smash one.
Rest in peace, headphones.
Are we in? Are we good?
Pure chaos.
Let me check to see if
Oh,
my
and then
working.
Family means
Hello.
I'm Spit.
Hello. Oh yeah, they were good. Okay. Okay.
Anyway, hey Spit.
I'm Smith.
That's yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
That's my name.
what do you So, does this wall look like a wall to you?
Sure is Wally to me.
Okay.
That's not a reference to any
Do you
movie
love that?
or
No.
anything.
No.
It's a wall.
Would you know of any reason why Glorious would be seeing a hallway? I assume it has something to do with the voice affecting him.
Well,
But
yeah, the voice works off of a function frequency. Essentially, that's one of the main reasons the Great Girls got around this place, by utilizing the functions of the voice.
so basically, there's certain parts of this facility that are blocked off if the voice is not as activated with this.
They also use it for security protocols. For instance, there are certain monsters that will only attack you if you are exposed to the voice.
Cool.
Cool. Right now. You kinky bitch.
Let me check. Hey, Glorious.
I mean, that is kind of Mistress's
what's up?
thing.
This is
see
like
how
push me
strong
up
I
against
am?
this
Yeah,
wall.
show me what you got, little man.
I stand in front of the wall and put my arm out, and I'm like, try and fucking push my arm.
Like,
Just
Pull
take
it
your
through?
hand and just push it as hard as you can.
It's gonna go great.
okay.
He's gonna roll to attack.
Fuck.
No, don't attack. Just push on it.
That is an attack.
Okay, go ahead. I guess.
Oh.
That's what it does.
No, I'm not. No, I know that there's a wall there for you guys. You do know that, right? She
Never
just
mind.
told me that.
Fuck off, Glorious.
What?
I'm not gonna lie.
Fuck you.
I'll support your ego if you want.
Yeah, I have rope.
Glorious.
Hi.
And hostile. I would like to try tying the rope around Glorious's waist and pulling him back through the wall. Like, Glorious, if you could go just a couple steps in and sit down with the rope tied to you, and we can try to pull you back through and see if we are able to do that.
Okay. This is very, very.
It's so weird.
At this point,
Glorious is down for anything.
Glorious, you tie a rope around him essentially.
If Hostile consents
Yeah,
to
that's fine.
lending the rope.
The
And sure enough,
mystery of
this
the wall.
individual, when you see at the end of the rope just this white, just ring of light where it's going into the wall and continually feeding in.
And then does it like get lower when he sits down?
Eventually, it kind of.
Can I stick my finger in the
Mistress
light
is
hole?
going to.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stick my finger in the light hole.
Okay.
Does it work?
Make sure to lube it up.
Make a
first.
constitution. Make a constitution
No,
saving
don't
throw.
spit out with spit.
A constitution
I'm
saving
spit.
throw.
Glorious
Yeah.
pressing people against walls. We're tying people up with ropes, finger in holes.
This is the most fun Mistress has had with the entire adventure.
14.
14. As you put your finger up to it here, you immediately feel an immense pressure where that is here. Like somebody
Don't do
just
that.
grabbed your finger and squoze with all the
Ow! Glorious, you
That
see
is
my
the
finger.
past tense form of squeeze from now on.
Your finger takes a point of bludgeoning damage.
Ow!
As you pull it out, and it's just purple.
I feel like she just jammed
Fuck.
her finger.
Essentially.
You ever jammed a finger playing basketball? It sucks.
Yeah.
But you have him, he's sitting down in there now, yeah.
So Mistress
Fuck.
is going to grab the rope and pull as hard as she can.
As you pull, it goes taut at the wall. Like that's where the rope ends.
Oh.
Where it's attached.
What the fuck?
Okay, well, that's not great.
And after a second, you see
Let's
the
all take our
rope
helmets off so we can walk through this wall.
and just kind of begins slacking outwards as Glorious. That was pretty weak pulling, if you ask me.
It seems to have gone tight at the wall. I couldn't pull.
Are you sure that's not because you're just really weak, Mistress?
Did you feel it like wiggle?
No, not at all.
I'm pretty sure I'm strong enough to wiggle a rope.
Probably.
What do you see when you go in there?
It's just another dark tunnel. Goes on for a little bit.
Does it branch off again into any more rooms?
I haven't gone that far.
All right. We still have the sending stones. I don't remember who has them.
Maybe
I'm
we
pretty
should
Because I'm
just
about to
take
say,
our
if you guys
helmets.
want to continue searching in those directions, I can keep going down here.
This feels really dangerous. Take Spit
Well-
with you.
We have these sending.
Spit can't go through unless he's crazy like me, can he?
I don't know. Spit's like.
I don't see any corridor there.
Oh,
It's just a
great.
wall.
Well, we could test the limitations of this, like, because he was able to carry his stuff and the rope through. So, like, what else could he potentially? Clearly not organic.
Can you carry a robot through?
I can try. Same as I tried to carry you through. Although I don't know why it would work with him.
Well, he's not alive.
Don't tell him that.
Okay.
Just, I would
He
suggest
knows he's
picking
not
him up
alive.
and backing into the hallway, and if he happens to slip out of your hands, just let him drop.
Okay, so
this is how
don't
we-
run through with him at full speed, is what you're saying.
Not this time.
Okay. Okay.
This is how we break.
That would be really crazy if you told me to do that.
Spit, try to keep the screaming to a low level.
Wait, is he gonna pick me up?
Yes.
I can't promise that.
Just the least amount of screaming you can manage.
That's all.
As he's just covering his finger. He falls on the ground as Glorious slips through the wall.
God damn it. You did
Make sure to
great,
keep
little
moving,
buddy.
Spit.
Thousands of years before my eyes. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Mister is going to walk up to him and pat him on the head and say, "Good robot."
Oh, Daddy, I can't resist your hugs.
No. Ellie did he kill
Yes,
me?
come to
Oh no, my daddy killed me. No, fuck, damn it.
You should move out of the way so you don't get
Stupid video.
trampled by Glorious.
Well, that would be 1,000 times better than what I just experienced. So, I don't care about anything anymore.
Move out of the way.
I've experienced calamity. I'm moving forward. Whee!
You also died. You also died yesterday. Remember that?
I do remember. That was crazy.
That was pretty cool.
That was weird.
All right.
So I couldn't hold him. That was crazy.
Yeah, it's
All right.
So can you hear us at all when you're?
No, I see you. You're moving your arms and stuff.
Last I knew, Glorious had Ascending Stone and Hostile had Ascending Stone.
Okay. All right. Glorious, go back through one last time. I'm gonna talk to you through this. And
Yeah.
God.
There you go. Hear me?
Phases through. Hello.
Okay. Cool.
Oh.
So we're gonna go explore that other hallway. Do you want to explore?
Andrew just
through
getting
there.
orders and
Guys, are we
NPCs one at
sure
a
it's a
time?
good idea to let Glorious just go off on his own?
I mean, we can call him back. Do you think? That's
I would be
better?
willing to go with him.
If we could.
I can adjust my helmet to match his level. If we're going to go to the avatar storage after this, I should be able to.
Mistress, I'm gonna be honest.
That sounds like a terrible
We
fucking
can't
idea.
afford to have one of our smartest people get dumbed down like this. It should be one of us. We're already rocks inside of this helmet, so we may as well just like go all the way.
I mean, if it's going to be one
So
of
maybe
us,
not Mod, she's already pre-done.
Well, I was going to say if it's wait
Affecting
a
him more
second.
than- It's affecting him more than me for some reason.
What? I feel like it's affecting you just as much. Anyway.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Is that what? What was the question?
How many fingers am I holding up?
Oh, 2.
No, that's a peace sign, you fucking idiot.
What?
Fine.
I could have told you that.
Let's just send both of them at this point.
Listen, we don't even know if this is curable yet.
Mistress is just like, I want to be alone with
Yeah.
Glorious.
If you have a Ascending Stone with me, I should be able to handle myself.
If you're
But
sure,
if
man.
you guys want to take the risk, I'll be honest, this is kind of nerve-wracking for me.
I mean, if you don't want to do it, man, you don't have to do it.
I-
we can.
We can always come back. It's the same situation with the fog from before. If you don't feel like we can handle this now, we can always, when we figure out more about this place, come back.
It's true. We have the.
Or
whole,
I can go and die, and then we learn things.
We have the whole.
Perhaps we should try coming back here after we've been to the avatar storage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to
If
turn
You
off
did
the
mention
noise.
that had a chance of restoring us, right?
We don't have to.
Also, closer to probably happening. Let's just see what happens at noon, and if any of you get dumber,
I mean,
those
it,
may be solved.
I mean, it
So
shouldn't
let's
if
continue
you guys
checking
are.
out the hallways until.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if
Yeah, if you guys allow me to protect you, you should not get any dumber.
Well,
Like-
what's our excuse?
Well, I forgot to use it.
Mod.
That was
Who's
just the
gonna
time.
say? Who's gonna say you won't forget to use it this time? We're
I
even dumber
won't.
than we were
I won't.
last
I already
time.
told all of you. Just make sure you're close to me when it
well,
happens, and I'll protect
realistically, it's
you.
a passive effect. So Kyle just forgot it. Wasn't that Mod forgot to activate
No.
I think we should simply come back to this hallway.
I agree.
Glorious, I would prefer if none of us went off alone unnecessarily.
Oh, I don't know about splitting the party, but that seems a little weird.
Yeah, I hold his big hulking hand.
Thank you! No, I agree with you. In all seriousness, I'm not feeling great, so...
Yeah, I don't.
I am confident in my strength. I'm not necessarily confident in my judgment.
I don't think you're in any shape to go off on your own. No offense.
I mean,
you hold-
I'm
as
not
you
gonna
hold
lie. You have
Glorious's
amazing.
hand,
You're
it's
an amazing shape.
very sweaty and very clammy.
Yeah, you're in amazing
Almost
shape.
cold.
Glorious. You look great.
Thank you. I lift things, mostly people, into holes in my ceiling. Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Surely you've heard the many cries of their falling while you're in my establishment.
Oh,
it. No, what does it sound like?
It's almost like I was the voice of it.
That's crazy.
Almost.
Well, let's see way.
Let's do it.
I haven't heard that
All right,
track
so
in
we're now
long.
heading across the way there, right?
Let's just go back to Glory.
Yeah. So we head
Oh yeah, let's
downward
go back to
from LA.
GBD.
Let's go back to GBV.
Glorious now just only wants to go to the bar.
So as you head
It's
down,
just like Indy.
you guys at the far ends of this corridor here meet
Again.
this edgeway. And as you get down to this area here, once again, as Glorious meets this intersection, looks off in this direction.
Glorious.
Is there
What?
more hallway there?
That's
Yeah, it's a 4-way intersection.
Yeah. Oh, I see that too. That's crazy. Here. Test their string.
There's nothing there, is
God
it?
damn it! Shit!
Poor guy.
But down here, there is actually a label, unlike these other few doors here, above the doorway from before. This one here reads Blueprint Restoration.
oh.
Let's go!
Let's go, baby.
Hostile sprints.
This is what we've been waiting for.
Speak my language.
Mistress
That's
Strokes.
what I've been waiting for. That's what all about. Woo!
Sorry, Charlie.
Fucking
Don't
Charlie.
ever apologize to Charlie. He can come
Why?
face us himself.
He
Yeah.
will. All 2 feet of him.
That bitch.
He does a short man.
Just stand up to our chests.
I don't-
The chest high wall.
Chest high wall.
Who is this Charlie?
Charles
Voice
White,
critical.
Critical. Moist critical.
YouTuber.
Oh,
my future spouse.
I get it.
You know who it is.
Yeah.
Stop.
I have a rhinoceros.
As you guys
He's
head
an
down this
impressive
hallway
dildo
here,
collection.
it's a very similar situation to the burn hallway from before and the other test chambers. You guys reach this kind of Frankenstein melded together portion of the room here, where it opens into this large, kind of end of a thermometer shaped room here that has this essentially like kind of helix device here twisted around itself, peeling out from this cylindrical machine at the bottom here. You're able to enter into this test chamber and open up the doorways into it here. At the base of this machine is a terminal with a display screen above you here and a keyboard. And to the right of that keyboard here is a kind of like a tongue-like conveyor
Ew.
spot that's
Yeah,
like moving outwards that has this mirror-like plating on it here for something to be placed. On the left side is a very similar one, although the one over here is slightly darker. On the left side. And then there's the terminal in the middle.
I go to the terminal.
Terminals here.
Are there like buttons or anything on
Yeah,
it?
there's essentially your normal keyboards on top of it here.
Click the space bar.
Okay, this essentially unsleeps the computer as it is now powered up through the tower.
I love unsleeping.
And essentially just a without a proper UI system here, just has a word at the top left of the screen that says display artifact.
Black thing.
The drive.
What do you, so you take out the damaged drive that you had originally picked up from the tower.
Yeah.
What do you do with it?
I display it.
As you just hold it out, nothing happens.
I type in help. And click enter.
You didn't put the slash in front of it, so nothing happens. It says unknown
Slash
command.
help.
Make it just an intelligence check for me.
Robot.
I'm spent.
How do I use this?
Oh, I think rid of this place. This is a blueprint restoration. Yeah, this is a machine that collected all artifacts and blueprints from previous storage and remnants. That essentially, if damaged counterparts were presented and enough raw material was inside the machine, and the corresponding blueprint matched with its data, it could restore it. So essentially, put one thing on the left side, the good thing comes out the right.
We're just going to put the damaged drive on the left
I
side.
sit on it. I'm
What?
just kidding.
So as you put it on the left side, the dark pad lights
Fix
up,
me.
and a new message appears on the screen that says, provide raw material.
Mistress is going to reach out, pick up the drive.
The message disappears.
Now I won't.
Yeah, generally they just supply scrap in order to compensate for this. I could definitely sacrifice my body for this.
Spit, don't do that.
We
I'm
did,
invincible. You have no idea.
didn't we pick up a bunch of like arms?
Yeah, we have all. You guys grabbed those scraps from that lab.
Right, yeah.
We did.
Mr. going to put
Mistress,
it back on the left.
Put it back on. It says provide raw scrap or raw material once again.
Break
So
them
I
up.
many of you collected those. I know Hostel, I know Melody did
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I can't remember if I did.
Robot, it
feel
is
like I
very
could have killed
expensive
him,
to
I
bring
think.
you back if I accidentally kill you.
Okay.
How do you do that?
I break off a hand and I put it on there.
So of one of the arm pieces or what?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a small little arm piece, essentially the size of the piece here.
Yeah, I'm hoping not to use a full
put it
arm
on here.
since we have other stuff.
As you put it on here,
Arms are
the
very much.
two pieces of machine essentially looks like it's like Terminator 2 kind of TI 1000 milled into the black plate. And it's at this point you see the machine, the helixing arms in the middle here begin to light up, and you see like this bright beacon appear from the middle of it that pierces into the ceiling, and you hear this horrible whirling noise. And on the right side, only one object appears. A fully restored black hard drive.
Oh.
Mr. Going to put it with the other.
Let's
drive.
go.
Oh, yellow. It was a yellow.
What-
Oh, what was yellow? Okay.
Yeah. So I've got a yellow, a green, and,
And
a
then
red.
the red one.
Yeah.
Okay. I was confused. It's all arbitrary.
Yeah.
As long as you know that you have 3.
Right. What was the thing?
Mistress collected something in the proto laundry as well that was wanting to be restored.
Did I pick up that thing that I destroyed with my feature? It was like the arm thing that that one person used. I remember it was like.
Oh yeah, no,
prototypes.
one of those failed prototypes from there. Yeah, you have that.
Could I put that on there?
You can try. So you take this failed prototype and put it on there as well. It sits there for a second, and nothing appears on the screen for a little bit. And then after about 5 seconds, a message on the screen appears that says error, unknown blueprint.
Okay, I'll take it back. Put it back. And did we grab the remote, right?
The
That was
remote
broken.
was one that was picked up from there as well. That Spit had mentioned they were able to manipulate the wall with.
And that was Mistress picked.
Mistress
that up,
picked that up, yes.
right? Mistress, you still have that remote.
Yes, Mistress will put it on the left.
I'll
You
break
put
the
this-
forearm off that same
The
arm.
full forearm. Okay, she put it on there. This, you see once again the machine begins to just sit in idle. And then it says, add raw material.
Put on the bicep.
The full thing.
Yeah.
Add raw material.
Oh shit.
I don't remember how many arms I grabbed.
I put hostile on there.
No, Mistress will not begin to jokingly lift hostile.
Okay.
I didn't write down how many arms.
It's
I
not a
picked up.
joke. She really puts on.
Let's just assume for now it was one, because you've picked up a bunch of other helmets and shit throughout this time as well.
Why didn't you pick up some arms?
I at least picked up one.
I picked up. I'm trying to remember. I think I picked up some scrap in the hopes of maybe making a shield, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it though.
Well, if one of you would be willing to part with one of your robot
My
arms.
death is temporary. Sorry, didn't mean to.
Is it?
Didn't mean to dull mood.
I mean, you can literally get it back. So. That being said, I don't think we want to do
No,
that.
I don't like dying. But
It's pretty expensive to cast Find Familiar.
yeah,
Yes,
I'll live.
because
I'll live if you want me
It
to.
is a monetary amount of materials that are consumed by the thing, And because they're consumed by it and they have a specific monetary amount, I can't just use my arcane focus to replace them. And I am out of the materials.
Okay, so
So
let's
the
not
next
do that.
time
I died.
Spit dies, he's dead until Mistress can go shopping.
Well, I mean, we do have a doorway to a shop.
He's not wrong.
We can leave.
We
at
can
any
leave
time.
at any time.
Literally just leave. Granted, he hasn't described to us a door with a doorknob.
With a
on it.
doorknob?
Yeah.
That's the
They're all
only
handles!
problem.
Fuck!
Because I've been sitting here listening. Every time you like describe a room or something, you describe it as like a sliding door, and I'm just like, fuck. Maybe one of these days.
There might be one in here somewhere. Anyway.
Glorious goes down one of the hallways, only he can see this. Hey, there's a door with a doorknob!
There's just doorknobs everywhere down here.
God
It's
damn
crazy.
it.
Why? This is inconvenient.
Anyway.
So, one of you, I'm assuming, is willing to part with an arm.
I'll give you an arm. Not my arm, but an arm.
So you tear off another arm that you grabbed from the scrap pile, and you put that on there. And with the two of them on here, condenses downwards. You hear once again the whirling of the helixes begin to kind of coagulate into themselves here, and you hear the whirling of the beam and the wall again. And then on the platform to your right is this remote controlled device that illuminates with the LED screen in front of you here.
Hell yeah.
The device very much resembles kind of like a taser gun. It has a trigger underneath here with a display on the top with a trigger that you can pull.
Cool.
And as you pull it, the display lights up and you hear this just faint noise as this happens.
Sweet.
And with that, you have the for simplicity's sake, we're just gonna call this the static grabber.
The static grabber.
Yeah.
If you want to add that to your inventory.
Static grabber.
Alright, did anyone else have anything?
You had helmets you could also fix here if you wanted to.
I think all the helmets were fixed, weren't they?
Well, you could have a broken one in there, but I don't know. I'm just a dancer.
Sorry, that's me speaking. Anyway,
Did we have messed up helmets? I thought
you had one from earlier from Caddy. You had a broken one.
I fixed that one.
Yeah,
you
you
fixed
did
that one.
fix it.
That's right.
Patty.
I have the beast control devices.
Yes, you had a broken. Well, those ones were
They
fine.
just- they just
they're
weren't
not
activated.
empowered. Yeah, they need some sort of code to activate them, which you don't necessarily have yet. You need to sync them to some sort of power source.
Okay. Spit, do you have any idea where we can like activate these or sync them to a power source?
Theory, the only power source here is at the tower. We can try there.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what we got.
Alright, well, I guess let's keep her moving. Do we want to go ahead and explore the other three hallways here or just come back later?
I think perhaps we should come back later after we've been to the Avatar storage.
He loves it.
We've accomplished what we knew we needed to here, and so we shouldn't dally in
Okay.
when things may get worse, especially for Glorious there. If we can reverse this effect on him, I think that should be a priority.
Okay.
And if we can always put it back on him to send him down a hole.
Yeah.
Mistress will grin at Glorious as she says that.
Hi!
Glorious did not hear a word of that.
I'm really. Oh, sorry, I was daydreaming.
I think Mistress is flirting with you.
Oh!
Ow, asshole. I went a little too hard.
He
He's a
plays
baby
rough.
man.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's like lick, lick, lick.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, let's
It's okay.
head out.
So at this point, you
Don't
guys
like me no more.
backtrack completely out of the remnants lab.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds that way.
Yes.
You guys leave without your friend, Indy.
Too soon.
Hostile dances.
I'm triggered.
Into the main tunnels of the Iron Highway that's out before you here. Alright, you have this device that you know can manipulate the wall back at the tower. You also have 3 different hard drives as well. You have the locations of the different areas that the Grey Coats had affiliation with as well. These are things to keep in mind as you have a lot of stuff to do at the tower, but also areas that would be prevalent to explore elsewhere. Where do you guys go at this point?
Towards the avatar storage. We had an
That's-
idea
yeah,
of
that's
where
where we-
everything was, right?
Uh-huh.
They had an
Should we
idea
try?
that that was essentially a place where information was being pulled towards that could have a key to restoring yourselves. That was one a part of it, yeah.
Spit, lead us to the avatar storage.
Yeah, I can do that for sure.
Yeah.
So, remind me, we have two areas basically left to explore in this direction: the Avatar Storage and the Psy Wing.
There's the Avatar Storage, which was essentially like a hell of a ways west, and then you go up. Yes, and then there's the Psy Wing, which is this massive elevator that leads downwards into these multiple floors, where, according to Spitz, different Folly Folk were held and tested on during the time here. You also have the Zeta Wing, which has no discernible entrance from the map that you were given. And then there's, of course, the east hallway, and then there's the tower back where you guys came from as well. You still have the Proto Laundry as well if you ever want to go back, and the remaining rooms in the Remnants Lab.
I feel as though the Psy Wing could be very lore important for us to explore.
Yes.
Even if it is not directly necessary for us to achieve our goal here.
Yeah. I have a feeling that
Like, this is me saying this meta,
Yeah.
not mistress. Like,
No, I agree. Don't scream.
I'm here with you all to the end.
Yeah.
Just let me know what you want to do. If I can give a leader standpoint, we have a lot of information that could be learned back at the tower. Especially with this new device that could have some sort of effect on that wall that was essentially leading to the voice.
Well, Glorious does have a
We
point.
also have our lead to the Avatar Storage, which could very well kind of lead us into more of what's happening with our bodies as we stay in here.
I think checking
Which
out
I'm
the-
concerned about.
I
If you
think
don't mind me saying.
learning about the avatar storage should be our top priority. I think that discovering whether or not we have an ability to temporarily heal or reverse the effects that the voice is having on us will inform how we should proceed regarding the voice.
Yeah, I can see it both ways, because we could also go and address the voice directly with the remote right now, so that when we go to Avatar Storage, should something, that would prevent anything happening to worsen the effects, and then we can worry about reversing.
I worry that when we go and try to shut off the voice, things are going to get worse for us, and we are going to suffer some more effects from it. I would like, if possible, to be in peak form before doing so.
Sure, we gotta do something about it
What's the
eventually.
point of restoring ourselves if we're going to keep getting attacked by this? If this signal's going to keep getting stronger?
It's
We can keep
more, I think that we should try to restore ourselves first, deal with it, and then restore ourselves again.
In theory, yeah, that's a possibility, yeah.
I don't.
Who knows if we can restore ourselves more than once?
We don't
though.
even know if it's possible to restore ourselves. We
That's
just know
true.
that that's
And I think that is something that is important to know before we try to tackle the
I
voice.
hope so.
I agree.
Taking risks with it when we don't know whether or not it's irreversible just seems unwise.
Glorious, I will say that I'm leaning more towards going to Avatar Storage just because. I mean, I know that you're not.
I'm not in a state to argue.
Well, that's the thing is that you're not in the best shape, and I mean, the sooner we can get you some help, the better.
Then by all means, let's go.
Let's go find where they store all the
How
blue
far
people.
is that from here? Like, are we gonna get?
6 or 7 days. Away.
According to the map, it was essentially like a relatively hefty distance. Like it was approximately, like just comparing the maps, the same amount of distance it took to get to that one western cavern where you guys fought that creature.
Like from where we are now?
No, from where you were at the tower. It might be a little less time since you've already traveled a ways to the west down this tower.
So we'll definitely get hit.
It'll take
by
you a few
the-
hours.
We'll definitely get hit by.
You
the
can assume if
poison.
you're not using a vehicle, yeah, you probably get hit by the midday signal.
Okay. Yeah.
But with that in mind, you guys begin traveling to the west.
The West.
Several things happen when we travel to the west here. One thing in particular, hostile. As you exit the Remnants Lab, there's something brutally shocking you notice, or I guess everybody would notice, as you're outside, as you exit into the iron hallway here. You see an area in the middle of the highway that's engraved with circles. That wasn't there before. This glyph grating that's embedded in the ground, and in the middle of it, a body of a red man laying dead on the ground.
Oh.
I run up to it.
As you run up to this person, this lanky figure that's on the ground, that's essentially sprawled out here, you see it. You smell it. A terrible smell coming from his hand that splays open here. It's the sniff stone.
Do I recognize the
Make an
person?
investigation check for me here.
The sniff stone. How the fuck?
Oh my god! Come on. 7.
Didn't have a helmet.
He didn't know.
What?
He didn't have a helmet when he came to deliver it.
Did you get?
7.
You don't recognize him.
What's
we
the
look?
what's
It's
the
a Psyoc for sure, but you don't recognize.
mine was a
you,
nat one.
you would never recognize this man, at least from that check.
It's
I-
definitely not Cloudman though.
How do you know?
You notice he's just every orifice on his head is just gushing blood.
Oh,
Mistress will
Hemorrhaged severely.
try to clean him off to help Hostile identify him more accurately.
That would give you a help action. I'd
Yeah.
give that as well.
Come on.
She'll prestidigitation the corpse, specifically the head, to clean it.
That's better. I'm gonna go ahead and use a flash of genius though. along with
Flash of
that.
genius.
So that's gonna be 19.
Okay, 19.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This was a subordinate from the chief of
Ooh.
the
Lord.
Manabear's village you guys landed in originally. One of the two hirelings, and one of the people that was safeguarding the entrance of that teleportation gate when you were confronted the first time around. When you came, or the second time around when you went there by yourself. Essentially, the man that you talked to and went and got Cloudman and brought him in. This was one of the men that was safekeeping the gate.
Okay.
Was sent in to bring this in through a teleportation that brought him in the vicinity of you here. Didn't quite survive his voyage to you. But in the hand is the sniff stone.
I'll grab it and put it in my staff.
I want to do a medicine check to see if he's like fully dead or if it gets
Yeah,
to
give me
heal
a
him.
medicine check.
Twelve.
12.
from how you kind of are experimenting with the blood that's pouring from it, it's super dark. It's just like brain bleed. He doesn't have a pulse, and he's not breathing. And you don't know how long he's been like this.
That's not great.
I could gentle repose him.
Does not have to be after a minute.
Depends on the spell you use, of course, but to resurrect him. But
I will try to cast Cure Wounds on him just to see.
Okay. You cast Cure Wounds as
just to
you
see.
commit the spell to his body here.
My spell won't work, but
You see, like
9
his
points.
head.
As this happens, before she does so, Mistress is going to get a helmet from Hostel and put it on him.
Okay.
Just in case.
Put it on him and the Cure Wounds. Okay. Just in case. Yeah. You see kind of the blood restore itself a little bit, but he doesn't begin breathing again. He's dead.
It's just been too long.
I don't have to. It doesn't have to be within a minute.
Yeah, because Gentle Repose just pauses the timer, right?
Yeah, so if you had a better spell or something.
Yeah, but we don't.
But yeah, our experience with other
I don't think we can bring him back like this.
corpses.
And I don't think we really have the ability to drag him around.
Hostel goes and sits against the wall, just
Just
like
points to her.
helmet in his
We can't
hands,
shove him
just-
into your belly button. I don't think the hole's big enough. I don't think we can shove a full-grown Psylocke in there. We try to like stick his head in. So
It's the
What
most
if we
impractical
do,
bag of
As
holes.
you guys
we
My
can't
message.
dismember him.
gain this
Oh, my
new
message.
boon and also
On my
revel
tablet.
with the
Oh, to ask him a
acts
question?
the essential like failure of communication here, and something that honestly would have been very hard to have prevented in the long run, the delivery of this item. I can only assume you guys continue on your journey, correct?
Yeah.
Moving
So
forward
I
here.
think
So don't
Hostel
wanna
needs
do
to
my
take some
message.
time. He just goes and sits like against the wall of the road, just helmet in his hand.
As you guys are consoling with this
Okay.
events here, is there anything specific you say, also, or are you just taking some time to...
I think he just walked off and just did that on his own.
When he does that, Mistress will briefly step aside to say something to him.
Okay.
I understand that it is difficult to continually lose people. Just try to make it worth it. And Mistress with that will step away and leave Hostel to himself.
during this time period of you guys being in this recovery, Ember, you receive a text message on your cell phone.
On my cell phone.
Yes.
Okay, I pull
Thought
it
it
out.
wasn't working.
Yeah.
This is a big development.
Make a perception check, everybody else.
Dun, 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 dun. Don't fuck me. God, I just said don't fuck me. Natural 1.
That's one.
Ooh, that's a dirty 20.
A lot of you guys are
I'm like, wow, you're gonna
kind
text?
of console here at this point, but you said 13?
No, dirty 20.
Jesus. Ma, you being the closest to Ember at this time, see her pull out her phone and check it.
Hey, it doesn't work. Mine doesn't work.
You didn't hear that?
Hear what?
Maud, as you look over, you notice she's looking at a dead blank screen. But for Ember, you see a illuminated phone with a text message on it. And it's a text message from your dad. It's a long message. It's a reply to a previous message that you sent out.
I open it and I'm immediately trying to read it.
Yeah. Essentially.
Andrew's like, how many times in one night can I make CJ cry?
As Maud, you essentially looking over at CJ, or sorry, at Ember.
Who's
reading the
CJ?
message. Just looking at her phone here, Ember, you read the message from your father.
sorry, sweetheart. It's been a second since I've been able to get back here. Things have been kind of rough at home. But God, I'm so glad I could hear that you're doing okay. It's been forever, and I think I can say this more than anyone. I'm looking forward to you coming home someday. You're making us proud, making a name for yourself in the Legion, and it's more than what we've been able to do in all the time we've been here. We love you. Send us messages soon. Take care, sweetheart. And it ends.
Is there a way for me to respond?
You try to open up the message, yep. It appears for you. And you're able to type back.
And she just starts like.
As Maud watches Ember frantically type away at a black screen, what do you say?
Hey,
No, I meant Ember, but yeah,
I literally thought you were asking.
Hey, what
me
you
to do something.
That's what you fucking doing.
Yes!
What you fucking doing?
Oh my god.
I'll say nothing then.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. What you doing, guy? And she does start crying because deep in her heart she thought that her parents were dead. She lets him know, you know, it's really good to hear from you. I miss you and Mom more than I can say. She just like pours out her heart without losing
this
people.
is relevant to your overlooker as this happens, as you frantically type away and your fingers tremble and your eyes hold back and force their way to continue. A relief is washed over you while concern washes over everyone else. Then you send the message. And your phone goes black. Once again. But to everyone else, nothing's changed.
I'll go over to Ember. Say, hey,
Hey.
are you good?
Yeah, I got a text from my dad, I guess. Him and
That's,
Mom are doing good. You know, that was kind of scary.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from him for a while, so.
I'm glad he texted you.
I wish I could show you, but my phone just died, so.
Yeah. That's okay.
As you travel down the highway further, the sound of the static becomes relevant once again. But like everybody here, make a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Can't wait to
Everybody.
get
after
dumber.
this.
I'd like
So
to
don't
be
worry.
close to Mod.
I know I'm spooning Mod.
Yeah. So
As
everybody.
we're walking,
I'm spooning.
So
Meditate.
with aura of protection, everybody gets. Hang on.
Make it be
Where do we
good,
go?
Kyle, because I'm fucked.
Minus 10.
No.
Fuck you. Okay, so anybody within 10 feet of me, if you have to make a saving throw, then you gain a bonus to the saving throw equal to my charisma modifier, which is, I believe, because it's my regular modifier, not my saving throw modifier.
Yes.
It's plus 3.
So a plus 3.
Everybody gets a plus 3.
I got a 12.
12. Okay.
I got a 9.
9.
Oh, fuck.
22.
That's what I rolled.
Oh,
With a
Okay.
plus 3, I got a 23.
Mod's good.
Nice.
That's a
Second
Get
time, so 22,
dumb.
23 this evening.
that's a 24. Come on.
I just
Fuck
like.
you guys.
I've been so stressed about all of these because I'm the only one not affected at all. Like I feel like we need one of us to stay that.
I want to
way.
go ahead and say this here. Even though, Ember, in your time of weakness here, and your relatively low roll, you don't even hear the static at all.
Ooh.
There's something you all do notice, however, as Glorious rolls a 4 on his wisdom save.
Oh no.
You see
fucking
his
God.
nose begin to pour blood stairs into the distance. We'll end the session there.
No! Glorious!
Ooh! Emotional session.
Oh my god.
Emotional session.
Well, it
you
was
guys.
just